All right, so this is the Rin call we're going over. Uh, we just listened to Rin and Jun speak back and forth for a little bit, and um, by a little bit, I mean I didn't listen to this whole 2 hours, but right now we just got to where Lyle Convoy comes into the call, and I'm going to give you guys the 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 intro a la Lio on how he's going to handle this. So we'll go right here.
Glad we had it, period. So I thank you for doing that. I thank you for being open to talking to me.
Same for you. Is there
All
any?
right, so are you two done?
Yeah.
Are you talking, Lio? Because I.
Yeah. All right, so are you two done with this?
Yes.
Okay. So, Yoon, if you want to disappear into the ether or go to the rest of the audience, you're welcome to, because I need to speak to Rin now.
How do I do that? Leave the stage?
You just leave the stage.
Okay.
All right. So, Rin, I will apologize for using your old username because I had forgotten that it was a dead name. That I will apologize for. However, you and I have some other issues. If you're worried about me yelling, I'm in the middle of McDonald's and a Walmart, so I'm not going to. I will.
Okay, first of all, what the fuck? I, I'm like stun locked a little. Okay, so like I feel like it's commonly associated that Starbucks goes with Target and Walmart had Subway. When the fuck did they get McDonald's? What kind of luxury Walmart is this? Oh shit. Yes, keep in mind from this point on, Lio is going to be doing all this while walking around a fucking Walmart. And excuse me, milady, I would like a Big Mac and fries. Yes, the Coke too. Now look here. I can't even fucking say the rest. Now look here. I have to yell at you in front of this high schooler. McDonald's worker. Oh my god. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Will, however, be stern with you because I have given you no shortage of patience. Firstly, I got you, or tried to, get you off the internet for a year for your own good because you were not acting right. You did not do that. You found ways to get back on Discord. You still operated your Tumblr and had conversations with Autumn Kohai that, yes, I did find out about. You also
I forgot. I fucking forgot. We are going entirely too fast. I'm like, wow, I was kind of talking pretty fast here. You know.
Apologies in for two.
Sorry, I know. It's the first time streaming.
of accountability. There's also what you said to Heaton. You still tried to get you only fast.
Go back to McDonald's.
I'm much calmer and I feel a lot lighter, and I feel like this is the conversation we should have had in 2022. This is the conversation we were meant to have, and I wish we had it then, but I'm glad we had it, period. So I thank you for doing that. I thank you for being open to talking to me.
Same for you.
Now, okay, now Dunkin' Donuts in a Walmart would make sense, okay? And then you got Starbucks in the Target. But yeah, like this what? Imagine walking around Walmart or McDonald's with the lion mascot with a bunch of Transformer toys. It is bottle kits. Oh my god. Can you imagine him like busting out the whole setup on like one of those little rinky tables at like a McDonald's and like sitting there with all his tools and everything he does and like a big light overhead and you know the camera positioned right here so that way you can only see his hands working. And you hear order 29. Oh my god.
Is there
All right, so are you two done?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you talking, Lio? Because I.
Yeah. All right, so are you two done with this?
Yes.
Okay. So, Yoon, if you want to disappear into the ether or go to the rest of the audience, you're welcome to, because I need to speak to Red now.
How do I do that? Leave the stage?
You just leave the stage.
Okay.
All right. So, Ren, I will apologize for using your old username because I had forgotten it was a dead name. That I will apologize for. However, you and I have some other issues. If you're worried about me yelling, I'm in the middle of McDonald's and a Walmart, so I'm not going to. I will, however, be stern with you.
He's screaming about pedophiles with a cart full of limited edition negative.
Because I have given you no shortage of patience. Firstly, I got you, or tried to, get you off the internet for a year for your own good, because you were not acting right.
His wife divorces him, and this is how he has to make the videos. Oh, shit. My Walmart had McDonald's, and in the parking lot, there was another McDonald's. Oh, my God. You know what, though? I bet you, okay, in one of those situations, Necro, one of them is the shit McDonald's, typically.
You did not do that. You found ways to get back on Discord. You still operated your Tumblr and had conversations with Autumn Kohai that, yes, I did find out about. You also continued to obsess and engage in a
I'm waiting for the fucking. Okay, so if you don't know, in the McDonald's or in any of these things, like a Subway, I can relate to. And typically, like the Subway and all that stuff is like located near the door. So like you have the door, like say like right here, and like the Subway or McDonald's is gonna be like right here, like just around the corner. Okay, and so I'm waiting to hear like the security detectors start going off because something didn't scan right in the middle of him freaking out. Oh shit, this is gonna be good.
community that you claimed you were scared of. And every time I told you, find something else to do, you did not. So there are some things you and I are going to talk about in reference to making light of someone's suicide.
There is children there. I just heard a child in the background.
I do recall, and I do not have them on hand because Twitter's down, and I'm not about to go bug Aaron Timpus to go scrolling through all the green cap. You did decide to take shots in one way or another at Nessie concerning what you would consider a lack of accountability. There's also what you said to Heaton years ago, which, even though it was years ago, is still out of pocket. I warned you multiple times.
Didn't she just apologize for all that though? Like, so now we're gonna scold her after the apology. Lyo's new tactic: let them apologize first, then scream at them.
About the people you were around, about what they do, about what they enable. Every time, you ignored me, and you justified it. You admitted in this call that you took an account that you claimed was made to help the victims of the FCK, and you made it, let's be honest, you made it about me. You made claims about me there. And
Okay. Let's not fucking forget. This FCKLeaks account, as far as I know, came out between the Rosa call and the Raven call. So roughly, I want to say it was like roughly around this time last year, maybe a little later, that account started. If I remember right, I could be totally fucking wrong, because I'm trying to like struggle to remember stuff because I haven't covered any of this Lyo shit in a while. But yeah, it was because Lyo was acting like an asshole, and so was Peaches. And this was a expose account because not enough attention was drawn to the fucking Rosa Ray Ramsey thing. And I believe between basically Akumo, Kumo, and a couple other people, like including the FCKLeaks account, the Outsider account on YouTube, and a couple others. That's why we know about a lot of this shit, because they wanted it fucking buried. They said they had their apologies. Now it goes back and forth on whether that actually happened or not. It's just.
Also, you sent me a text demanding answers about my family. We'll ask you very directly, what in the name of God did you think that was your business?
I have a very personal view of disownment.
I don't care. I asked how it's your business.
It's not.
Then why?
Because I cared for Jordan.
Care. Past tense. That's interesting.
Care. I said care.
You don't care for Jordan. You don't know Jordan. You don't know anything about them.
Now, Lio, how the fuck are you gonna say whether somebody cares for somebody or not? Like, that's a lot of fucking throwing insinuations out there, bro. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you're gonna assume to know what that person's feelings are. Man, we're gonna be pausing a lot here, I feel
In
like.
fact, you didn't even do your due diligence. You ran off to call me an abuser. You used the FCK post to do it. In fact, you also claimed that I should not be trusted with predation cases because of the FCK logs that I did not, number one, have the knowledge of in full.
Now, I call bullshit because I thought he did know about that shit. Because didn't he get the logs? Oh, God, I'm just gonna struggle to remember the timeline. But Akumo, didn't he get the logs and like somebody reached out and he got the logs. Akumo got the logs. And I want to say he either shared them with Lio or Lio got them around the same time. I don't want to like put words and like tag people with like they definitely did this, but like if I recall right, that's the shit that happened here. So he did have those logs, if I recall right, because those are the logs that were used, weren't they? Yeah, because it was the fruitcake server where all this shit happened with Toasty and Fursky and a couple other different people. Like, I'm trying to recall names here. Again, I'm going in this fucking cold. So, like, I didn't really review any information. I have no notes. This is just going off memory. So I apologize if I'm getting shit wrong. But I'm 90% certain that's the one that had Peaches in there. It was about 8-9 months ago. Okay. That's when the FCK Leaks account was. Okay. And yeah, I'm pretty fucking certain that Lio had those fucking logs. So I think he kind of bold-faced lied right here.
And number two, I didn't bad you know Jordan. You don't know anything about them.
By the way, the dragging chair sounds really are going to add to this call.
In fact, you didn't even do your due diligence. You ran off to call me an abuser. You used the FCK post to do it.
Imagine sitting in a fucking Walmart McDonald's. Like, this is like literally sitting in a fucking fishbowl. And having people just try to eat their fucking cheeseburgers and french fries. And this guy's like, you accuse me of being an abuser.
In fact, you also claimed that I should not be trusted with predation cases because of the FCK logs that I did not, number one, have the knowledge of in full, and number two, I didn't have the time to peruse completely through.
Yeah, I'm 90%. Yeah, and that's both sides of the context of that, because that's a period at the end of that sentence there. Because he's gonna start to talk about something else right now. But yeah, I'm pretty fucking sure he had the logs. He did not review them. He's stated that multiple times. I'm going to have to give him the benefit of the doubt, whether I want to or not, that he may not have gone through them. But I'm pretty fucking sure he had them. Inconceivable.
You made absolute claims because you were mad at me. I want you to at least own them.
What? I didn't hear you.
You made claims about me because you were angry at me, and I would like you to at least own that.
I don't want to confess something that I don't feel, because I legitimately thought Jordan was abused, and
Nope,
I still
don't want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Now, Lio, as someone who goes through all this shit and you pride yourself on proof, you're really not going to give somebody the benefit of the doubt and you're just going to go on, trust me, bro, right now?
You don't have evidence, do you?
I
Where's your
can't-
evidence?
Okay, what's your evidence that she wasn't abused? I mean, we can point to your video, but, like, okay, is there any guarantee that this person has seen your video even? I mean, we want to talk about, like, oh, you didn't have the time to see the FCK leak logs. But did this person have time to see the video? Mind you, they were in mental health care. So, like, this is where people go to hit rock bottom. Damn.
Evidence. Where's your evidence?
What? In regards to...
Where is your evidence to the claim that I am an abuser?
So, in regards to...
I want to say something, but, you know, I'm gonna rewind this. I'm gonna make you guys listen to it, and then I'm gonna want to listen to her words, and then I'll make my statement. Let's go here.
Jordan was abused, and
Nope,
I
don't
still
want to
think
hear it. I want to hear it. Because you don't have evidence, do you?
I
Where's your
can't-
evidence? Where's your evidence?
in regards to
Where is your evidence to the claim that I am an abuser?
so in regards to you and for you being
Raising a voice to somebody is not inherently abuse. If you're going to cite the one time I typed in all caps to you, because quite honestly, you did not want to accept what I was telling you, that is not indication of abuse. Where's your evidence for abuse?
hold on, I'll send it because I was freshly out of the mental hospital.
I'm a
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do a couple things here, but like, how are you gonna sit there and demand evidence? And like, I don't think they understood the question. Lyle was asking, how do you know I abused Jordan? And she doesn't even answer. So he then does his typical answer for somebody. And he says, is it because of the one time I typed all caps? Now you're putting words in somebody's mouth. Just fucking wait. Like, just wait, Lyle. Let somebody answer. Let them speak for themselves. You know what? You might be in the fucking right here. If you had just let them fucking say their own fucking words, you're cutting them off. Do you think he like wears cat ears out because he knows he'd look ridiculous if he wore the whole lion head? So he just this is a grown man sitting there talking aggressively in a phone call saying I'm not an abuser while wearing cat ears in a McDonald's and a Walmart. I just see that. But like, okay, I apologize. Like I said, I've got to listen to this again.
inherently abuse. If you're going to cite the one time I typed in all caps to you, because quite honestly, you did not want to accept what I was telling you.
But that's where he's saying that is to you, and meaning Rin. So he's talking about the time that he typed in all caps to Rin. How does that make him an abuser? Okay, I kind of get where he's coming from there, but why did we lead with the Jordan stuff? Because that's what he was asking about, and that's what. Okay, so he asked, why do you think I'm an abuser? They stated, because of the Jordan stuff, I thought you did abuse them. He reiterates and says, what is your evidence? They provide a non-answer. So he comes back and says, is it because I typed in all caps to you one time, which has nothing to do with Jordan? So you brought something into this and completely removed it from the conversation. And depending on somebody's mental state, you're going to confuse the shit out of them at the very fucking least. If I could draw, I would totally fucking draw it. I cannot draw that well, but I may have to get somebody to commission that for my thumbnail. Tell me why so. Oh, bad. But like, I don't know. Going back to this, like that's it was just confusing to me. I've had to listen to it twice now to understand like where you're going with this line of questioning. So you asked about evidence. We've moved on from evidence to you, Lio, typing in all caps to them, Rin. Okay. But even still, would that be evidence? I mean, typing in all caps, are we really going to take that and say that's the evidence? You don't know. You don't know what their evidence was. Did they have a conversation with Jordan? Did Jordan say things in that conversation? Are you just going to dismiss it because you don't care for Jordan particularly anymore? A la your big ass video that you released. So like, I don't know. And again, like, did they even see the video that you made before all this? Because right around the time that all that stuff happened is when they were forced to delete everything. So did they even have an opportunity to see it? I mean, mind you, it's been, how long ago did that come out? Like a month? Let's go to the YouTubes. Let's go to Lio addressing convoys addressing things. It's on Kumo. Where? Man, the fact that like His channel is like so fucking buried that it's just pain in the ass to even fucking find him. Boo boo boo. Filters, that's what I'm looking for. Where is my channel? Is this even the right Lio Convoy? No, there it is. Nope, we not listening to that shit. Let's see. Addressing things came out 3 weeks ago. Okay, so have they had the opportunity to watch this? Because if they were in for a week or two, they may not have. Especially like if there's, I don't know. Man, that's a tough call. Why didn't you ask them that? Like, hey, did you see my video?
That is not indication of abuse. Where's your evidence for abuse?
Hold on, I'll send it because I was freshly out of the mental hospital.
I'm aware of what you were talking about. That is not indicative of abuse.
Also,
I will ask you again, because I do not want to continue going around the rosy here, because it has been 2.5 hours and it is 9:30. I'm going to ask you one more time, where's your abuse?
It's 9:30 at night. This man's sitting in a fucking McDonald's and a Walmart with bags under his eyes, with one of them like 3 or 4 cups of McDonald's coffee, and he's just sitting there building his model the entire time. He already finished like an hour ago, so now he's just visibly frustrated.
Where is your evidence that I abused Jordan?
I don't have it.
So you just make claims without evidence now, huh?
I mean,
Okay, what did you say?
Where is your evidence that I abused Jordan?
I don't have it.
So you just make claims without evidence now, huh?
Okay, but did he not anticipate this call getting released? Because, or does he just assume that everybody on this call understands and knows what the evidence is that he's referring to, saying that it's not enough? Because I have no idea what he's talking about, and it's not been like thoroughly brought up.
I mean, Jordan, I still think you hurt him, but also,
Oh, I hurt him. In what way did
Yeah, and cutting them off.
I hurt him, Ren? Since you know so much about what goes on in my home, tell me.
emotionally, you.
Oh, emotionally. In what way?
Jesus Christ, man! Stop fucking cutting them off!
He, in a group chat, he told, I'm trying to recall, he felt like.
I want evidence, not claims, Ren. Evidence.
I really don't know, and I really would like to know Lio's ability to empathize. Because how could you hear somebody speaking like this and going from how they were, what? We've only gone 4 minutes. Okay, so I'm at 2:04:14. I just want to go back to show you the difference.
Happy. That makes you wake up and you look at yourself and you're proud of yourself. I fully believe that you can do that, and I have faith that you can do that.
I appreciate those kind words deeply. I would be expressing more happiness, but I'm trying to keep quiet.
You're fine.
Okay. But I deeply appreciate it. This actually quells a lot of paranoia and anxiety. Like,
Just to give you the difference, we're going to go back to 2:04.
I want evidence, not claims, Ren. Evidence. Because you've hurt a lot of people too. Should I now call you an abuser?
No, I'm just, you know what?
I don't want you to lock up.
You hear how distressed and like they're getting at this point? I've got mixed emotions on that video with Stardust, Necro. I was gonna maybe even cover that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I could maybe put on. Maybe I'll do a Lio ASMR for you guys right now. But like, yeah, I've got some mixed emotions about that. I feel like that lawyer was also equally manipulative in a couple different ways that I could point out. I did not agree with how they handled certain things and how they said certain things. I thought they were going in for a gotcha. and it's not that hard to get a gotcha on Lio. But when you could actually have had a better, more, I don't know if you would have had a more productive conversation with him, but you could have definitely had a better way of displaying his ineptitudes to the audience than how they did, because at a couple points that whole conversation devolved into a sexism argument, a political agenda argument, and I don't feel like any of that belongs here, because in all the calls that I've seen, he's not really brought that stuff into any of this. And that's just in the stuff that I've covered. He's not brought it into that. It's not to say that, he doesn't say different things that allude to it. But I don't believe that it was a good look. I also don't believe that having Stardust and Lio having a conversation and then bringing in a third party without having that discussed beforehand is quite right. Especially someone that's just there to kind of steamroll the conversation the way that they did. So without going into too much more, I mean, it would really take me going through that call to show where I agree, because there's a lot I agreed with Stardust. There's some points I even agreed with Lio. And it's just because of how that call went. I believe everyone walked away looking shitty.
On me. I want you to sit
Teddy,
here,
how you
because you
doing?
sat there and you blasted it to an audience. Your news eating it.
We're listening to Lio Convoy sit in a McDonald's inside of a Walmart at 9:30 at night, discussing and eventually probably yelling at somebody, just based on how I see things going right now. So just mind you, this is all taking place around people that Lio does not know. Yeah, I mean, I've heard things where I've heard a call that I cannot substantiate, where Lio is outwardly racist. I mean, outwardly racist. So I don't want to insinuate somebody's sexism or politics and all that in the discussion that they were having. It didn't feel right to me. I mean, I feel like that's a separate thing to call them out on. Just the line of talking that they were going down with talking about victims and everything else. I with, when they're having a discussion about victims and everything else, I didn't feel like it was the right time or the right place without pivoting the conversation well. And they didn't pivot well. They pivoted it like they were just throwing words.
Felt like
I want evidence, not claims, Ren. Evidence. Because you've hurt a lot of people too. Should I now call you an abuser?
no, I'm just, you know what?
I don't want you to lock up on me. I want you to sit here, because you sat there and you blasted.
Well, we'll see. We can hold him to it because we're coming up on the 5-minute mark. And then I walked around Walmart. So we'll see if we hear anybody else getting up from their chairs, because you know damn well there ain't no chairs in and around Walmart. Maybe you're lucky. Maybe you got a super Walmart and there's a bench somewhere because the fucking thing's massive. Yeah, that Stardust call was bad on all sides. Unfortunately for Stardust, I feel it was to her detriment to bring that lawyer in. I think she was winning the debate way better on her own.
Did it to an audience. Your news eating it up. I am not you.
Like sorry, I'm going to have to go back. But like when she brought up the whole fact that like, hey, there's classes on this and stuff, that was a fucking own and a half that she had. So just to go to show, like, I'm not sitting here and saying Stardust blew that.
I want evidence, not claims, Ren. Evidence. Because you've hurt a lot of people too. Should I now call you an abuser?
No, I'm just, you know what?
I don't want you to lock up on me. I want you to sit here, because you sat there and you blasted it to an audience. Your news eating it up. I am not you.
There's a difference, though, when it comes to doing, like, okay, mentally, there's a big difference for somebody to sit there and they're going to be a lot edgier. Like Teddy. Teddy's a lot edgier typing on a keyboard. I'm calling you out, Teddy. I'm not meaning to. But Teddy is going to type things and they're going to be edgy. Does that mean he's going to appear and have you hear his voice and say them? Maybe, maybe not. More likely, people that are typing these things and saying these things don't feel comfortable necessarily saying them aloud. And then there's a step further where, like, are you going to go on camera and show your face, say this shit to an audience, regardless of how big or small, out loud, so people know that it's you saying this shit out loud? So it's different levels of protection of identity there. Yeah, she lost fucking awful. The drunk Sunday, like. Teddy, you're just the example, okay? You're the example for the class. So we close in 15 minutes. You'll have to go back to whatever zoo you came from. Oh, man.
Yoon has a bigger heart than I do in cases like this. And I have a pretty doggone big one. Not something I actually like to toot my own horn. Ren, evidence. Because you've hurt a lot of people too. Should I now call you an abuser?
No, I'm just. You know what?
I don't want you to lock up on me. I want you to sit here because you sat there and you blasted it to an audience. Your knew was eating it up. I am
Very true, Vin. Very true. Very true. All right, I gotta get like my mind reset on this. Like I said, I haven't watched any of this shit, so you're getting like live hot reactions from me on something.
I want evidence, not claims, Ren. Evidence. Because you've hurt a lot of people too. Should I now call you an abuser?
No, I'm just. You know what?
I don't want you to lock up on me. I want you to sit here because you sat there and you blasted it to an audience. Your knew was eating it up. I am not.
Can I point out his tone of his voice has not changed, so I highly doubt that he is walking around Walmart right now. This man's still sitting at the McDonald's and the Walmart. Yes, folks, Lyle Convoy is just sitting in a McDonald's and a Walmart yelling at some autistic, possibly trans individual over the fact that they didn't have evidence to call him an abuser, although we know Lyle's evidence, given previous stuff, of calling other people abusers.
Not Yoon. Yoon has a bigger heart than I do in cases like that.
By the way, the Yoon person they keep referring to here just spent 2 hours, like, completely de-escalated this person, had them, like, calm, speaking well, like, they said they were sorry, they sang Kumbaya. I'm pretty sure there was, some stick bashing, kind of like we see in that video on Twitter. I don't know if they paid money to do the stick bashing, but...
This. And I have a pretty doggone big one. Not something I actually like to toot my own horn to, but you are talking to somebody who has opened his home to 2 specific individuals who abused that, and another individual who I gave constant attention and support to, and over $8,000, and was horrifically abused over it.
Was it $8,000 the first time? I thought it was $6,000. Is the money going up? Is that just me? I feel like the money's increased slightly. We went over the whole Walmart Subway thing. I have Walmart Subway. Apparently, there's a higher tier of Walmart that has a McDonald's in it, because McDonald's ain't fucking cheap anymore. But yeah,
I am not in the mood to hear excuses. I want answers. And if you were in the position I am, you'd want them too. I am not yelling at you, and I am not raising my voice, and I'm not going to. But I want answers.
So.
But you're being condescending. I mean,
I don't have evidence. It was just. I have the account deleted, and so I can't.
I don't care if the account's deleted. You know what was on it. I want to know why you made the assertion without evidence.
I was emotional, and yeah, I was angry.
Why were you angry with me?
Because I care for Jordan.
You don't know Jordan. You don't know dick about Jordan. Were you the one that had Jordan in your home for 2 years?
No.
Were you the one that paid for his...
Mind you, how old is Jordan? Wasn't Jordan, like, of age, like, not to use a King Cobra line, but, like, I believe they were over 18 when they came to live with Lyo. So, Lyo, how well do you know Jordan? Did you allow Jordan to live with you for 18 years? Like, their parents? Or, their guardian, whoever raised them? Like, how the fuck do you know?
Food, his lodging? Were you the one that was there for him during his breakdowns, during his panic attacks, during his episodes? Were you there for him when you came home and he was crying on the steps because of a boy? Were you there for that?
No.
No. So how in the name of God do you care for Jordan? Because part of caring for somebody is making very clear to them when they're screwing up.
Well, Lyle, do you care for Jordan? Were you there to cut the umbilical cord? Were you there to help with them through prenatal care and pregnancy? You know, I could do that shit too, bro.
You didn't. You took something.
I don't know
You
why.
ran with it.
I don't know why I went like slightly reverent there, like a little like biblical, but you know, I'm going with it.
To know the real reason why.
I believed him. So
Why? Because you sat there and you harped on another person who made another claim on the FCK saying you don't want testimony, you want evidence. So why did you not eat evidence with me?
because what happened with you and Jordan was in person, so it seems impossible to get
Necro. Yes, Jordan was in fact alive, consenting, non-related, of age, but not cisgendered.
evidence unless you record something without someone's consent.
We live in Texas. It's a single party consent state, and Jordan knows that.
Oh,
You ever thought that maybe, just maybe, there wasn't evidence because it didn't?
Wait a minute. Are they insinuating Jordan not recording
Why?
something here?
Because you sat there and you harped on another person who made another claim on the FCK saying you don't want testimony, you want evidence. So why did you not eat evidence with me?
because what happened with you and Jordan was in person, so it seems impossible to get evidence unless you record something without someone's consent.
We live in Texas. It's a single party consent state, and Jordan knows that.
Oh,
You ever thought
Yeah, but I don't know. I could also see somebody feeling like awfully odd about trying to record some shit and like maybe getting caught, and what the repercussions of that are, and you know, or whether the recording quality was not that good. Like, it's not as straightforward as you think. It's not like, you know, you go to your local Walmart and you sit down in the McDonald's and you put a phone down on the table and you got your little Happy Meal there, you got your cat ears on, and you're like, I'm recording this.
that maybe, just maybe, there wasn't evidence because it didn't freaking happen? And if the tables were turned, you'd be really, really upset. Nobody came to you for their side, did you? Really mad. You didn't. Instead, what I get from you is an asinine text about your personal values on disowning, which has nothing to do with mine, has nothing to do with anything that went on in my home. And frankly, you're not even in a position to say because you don't have kids and you never had to care for anybody.
yeah.
Or do you
I mean, technically, if we want to go there and you want to throw that kind of shit around, Lio, technically you did not have kids either. You've never had to deal with kids. You didn't sit there and teach a child how to piss and shit in a toilet. You didn't cut the umbilical cord. You didn't feed them baby food and have them throw up down your back. Like, they're not your kids in that respect. You didn't teach them how to speak. You didn't teach them how to read. You didn't teach them how to... They came to you knowing all that shit. They were a fully trained adult when they got to you.
you think that being disrespectful to my wife while her father is dying is somehow acceptable now?
I wasn't. So
You
This
weren't
person-
aware because you didn't ask, Rin. Because the truth of the matter is, whether you want to admit it or not, you wanted it to be true. Because I was the guy who made you leave the internet. I was the guy who held you accountable. I was the guy who upset your friends.
Okay. So to go back to what they're talking here, or what they're talking about here, is in Lio's addressing things. He puts out there in the Jordan section, which I believe is like the first or second section, when there was an instance of Jordan potentially maybe going through some shit. I don't know. They didn't sound like they were too well in their mind. But Jordan was having some issues and kind of acting up. And at some point, Lio and his wife both spoke with Jordan. And Jordan said some awful shit in turn about how, hey, you guys weren't even paying attention to me. And they had sat there and said, well, yeah, it's because we were dealing with the fact of his wife, who, whatever their name is their father's dying. And I believe Jordan said something along the lines, this is not a quote, it's a paraphrase at best, of good, I hope he dies quicker or something like that. But that's about it. But again, we're talking about like, I don't know. For someone who swims in the unwell ocean that you swim in there, Lio, you don't seem very well equipped to understand how many unwell people you're dealing with, including the ones that you brought into your home.
Your friends that enable your worst of actions. And I want you to be honest. Own it. Instead of trying to pretend like you did it for somebody else, because you didn't. Because you don't know Jordan. Have your opinion.
By the way, I just thought about it. His actual tone and inflection may not have changed because he might be going around on one of them little mark carts with the phone on his hand. Because you know damn well I ain't gonna walk around. Can you imagine this big ass man sitting in a little mark cart, cat ears on, driving around having this discussion in Walmart? Sorry, I had to.
Paid any of Jordan's bills?
No, I'm not allowed to because my dad controls my finances now because of me being outed.
No. You had several months to do so. Well before you were outed. Didn't pay any of Jordan's bills. Didn't do any of that. I want you to.
I have had friends that I've never given them a cent. Doesn't mean that I didn't care about them. Doesn't mean that I didn't have, any strong emotions for what they're going through or anything like that. Like, you're drawing lines here, and you're trying to draw comparisons between a friendship and a pseudo parentship, which is kind of what you did. You basically were kind of like a guardianship, is kind of what you were doing, Lyle, because again, you skipped all the hard stuff. You had the fully trained adults show up at your door. They knew how to dress themselves. They didn't fucking shit in the middle of the hallway. Like, they knew how to feed themselves. They weren't going to burn the house down if they got home before you, unless it was intentional. But, like, a lot of things can be said in exact contrast to what you're doing.
To be honest, did you believe this because you wanted to?
When I was first aware of it, no.
Oh, which is why you asked my side, right?
I literally did, actually, because
You
I
did not
asked you what
ask
was
my
going on,
side.
and you told.
You did not ask my side, Ren. I'm going to get the text right now. You will not sit here after you were very open and honest with Yoon and lie to my face. That is not going to happen, and I will not permit that.
He did not walk around Walmart. Do you want to know how I know he didn't walk around Walmart? I'm going to tell you how I know. Listen very closely. I'm going to make sure the volume's all the way up. Volume's all the way up. Volume's all the way up. Nope, it's not all the way up. Now it's all the way up.
Side, Ren. I'm going to get the text right now. You will not sit here after you were very open and honest with Yoon and lie to my face. That is not going to happen, and I will not permit.
Do you hear that? That is the beeps of a checkout register, if I have ever heard one. This van has not moved from the goddamn McDonald's. So bullshit. It's been 10 minutes roughly. Oh my god, I have done nearly an hour and we've only covered 10 minutes. Holy shit. Holy fuck. I need to shut up and let this play.
That.
He would be out of breath. True. I was thinking that the whole time.
A lot of talk about Jar, a lot of talk about Rabbit, a lot of concern about whether or not I called you a degenerate. Here is what you said. I saw Kumo's recent video of Jordan. Jordan said you disowned him and wanted your side of the story because Kumo is an unreliable source, but Jordan much is. You didn't actually want my side of the story.
Yes, I did. Stop and.
How the fuck are you going to insinuate whether they wanted it or not? They reached out to you and literally fucking said they want your side. Did you not listen to the words that came out of your own goddamn mouth?
Rabbit, a lot of concern about whether or not I called you a degenerate. Here is what you said. I saw Kumo's recent video of Jordan. Jordan said you disowned him and wanted your side of the story because Kumo is an unreliable source, but Jordan much is.
And we've proven that Kumo, not necessarily an unreliable source. You may not like them because of past actions, but doesn't mean they're an unreliable source, first of all. Second of all, it's coming from Jordan speaking with Kumo, and they're saying, well, I trust Jordan, but I don't trust Kumo. I want your opinion since you were directly involved in this situation. They're literally doing the right fucking thing. I know I said I was going to let this play. I'm sorry.
You didn't actually want my side of the story.
Yes, I did. Stop and say.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. And the reason why I don't believe you is because you ran with it, Ren. If I'm telling you I'm not going to discuss family stuff with outsiders, and I say Jordan choosing to be in contact with new apologists, though, forever shut that door. You know,
Fuck.
Kuno was in the Fox Mafia. You know, he happily sat in a server full of people who had loved having conversations about how dog.
Kumo was not in the Fox Mafia. Jesus Christ, I watched the fucking stream from Kumo where there was Fox Mafia fucking people coming in. I know because Akumo was also there. And Fox Mafia people came in there, and there was like a couple of them. And he actually said, you know what? I want to say, was I ever in the Fox Mafia? They're like, no. You were just there doing whatever the fuck you were doing. And you kind of pissed us off from time to time. That's literally what they said. I watched it play out between the chat and him in real time. Well, as real as possible. I mean, there's a delay, but it's a lot more fucking real time. And you're saying that didn't happen, Lio. You're saying that didn't happen. Did you do it? Did you do your research? Did you look into this? Did you get the evidence? Where's your evidence that Kuma was in the Fox Mafia contrary to this? They're saying he was in the server, but he was not in the Fox Mafia shit. Which, by the way, I gotta cover those guys at some point.
Yeah, it's okay. You know that. And then you rattle off a whole bunch of stuff. I'm unsure if Jordan's telling the truth. Well, why didn't you tag or interrogate? Or better yet, if it's not your business, why continue with it?
Again, you're allowed to not believe me.
Right, because I don't.
But I'm stating that I don't want to be pressured into false admissions like last time. So I'm saying I genuinely didn't want to believe it at first, and then I.
What do you mean, like last time? You weren't forced into false admissions last time. What are you talking about?
No, like with, I felt forced, but with Heaton, that one call. But
you weren't forced. Hold on, you weren't forced to say anything. You didn't admit to anything that was a lie.
I think what.
Oh, fuck me. I told you. Replacing Peaches. Power vacuum. I fucking called all this shit. Here they are. I gotta listen to their fucking voice now.
Anything. You didn't admit to anything that was a lie.
I think what Rin is trying to say, Lio, is that they felt like they were admitting to something under duress.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
so
what
if I'm telling you it's not your business, mind your business, why would you still propagate something with no evidence?
So we're just gonna gloss over all the shit you just fucking said. Because I'm sorry. Oh God, I hate to like I fucking say this. I agree with Doodle Tones. I agree with Doodle Tones here. What they're trying to say, maybe they can't articulate it quite as well, but like you can't then just gloss over it because now that's being pointed out to you.
Why?
I made it clear I cared for Jordan.
No,
and
I don't believe that. Because you know what? I care for a lot of people too. That doesn't mean I propagate things without evidence. I did it with Peaches because they made it to a point that their life was constantly on the line if I didn't. You didn't have that issue here. You don't know anything about Jordan. Do not sit here and sell me on it. You also, and I'm going to be blunt, can't sell me on the idea that you cared so much about what happened in FCK stuff.
You know, technically, and I'm probably going to sound awful here. Technically, where's the evidence that their life was truly on the line? Did you actually have reasonable evidence to say that all of the claims that Peaches were making that they were going to end game was truly substantiated? Or were they just baiting you?
When you made the Twitter about me, much, by the way, to the chagrin of the victims. But it seems we're not going to get anywhere with this line because you specifically can't seem to rationalize your actions.
By the way, I finally remembered now that I heard the word victim, I don't know why that triggered it in my mind. Slimmers. Slimmers was the person that was victimized under the FCK server by Toasty Vanilla and Peaches. I believe there's some implications because Doodle Tones was there too. Now how long they were there and what they knew, But basically, to kind of just breeze over this real quick, the FCK server had minors in it, and within that server, they were also having minors see art, and they were critiquing art that was lewd and adult in content. Um, so it's a very very fucked up situation at the very least. So, but yeah, and now that I remember, Slimmers was the person in with the FCK that was getting uh things, and there was like two other individuals. There's like two other individuals that also were in there.
Or rather, that you don't want to. I don't know which. So we'll move on to the next one. Do you know why I brought up your father in my video?
Because you wanted, I don't know, you wanted to use it. You wanted to point out that I didn't want my LGBT plus friends, even though I'm literally trans. Why are you defending that point? Because that's gross.
You didn't have to watch my video, did you?
I did.
Then you would know what you just said right there was not my point.
Okay, so they watched the video. It took me watching the video 3 times in order to understand all the points that you were making in regards to things, because I had to even look up auxiliary things to understand what you were addressing, because you made them so specific to the individual. You tailored too much and didn't include the audience that were asking the questions.
The point I made, Rin, that I know you missed because I saw your YouTube post. I was not saying that your father's values are yours. That's been saved, by the way. My point was your values are incongruous with each other. You cannot, on one hand, worry about your LGBT friends finding out that your father is a dyed-in-the-wool Republican, and then actively enable, support, and hang around people who frankly are more hateful to trans people than your father is. Because as horrible as your father seems to be, unless you're going to correct me right now, I don't recall him actively going out and maliciously dead naming people, or on top of that, using
I'm
the wrong
going to
pronouns to
correct
rile them
you.
up. Go ahead.
I'm going to correct you. He actually
Go ahead.
does. All the
Does he?
freaking time.
Does he do it in front of thousands of people?
Not thousands, but he has. I don't want to disclose family details
I'm not
because
going to ask you to. I'm not going to ask you to. That's why I'm keeping it very vague, Red.
Why do you always do that, Lyle? Why do you always take a situation, ask a question, and then further make that question grandiose by, like, okay, so let's say, like, okay, but did they go outside and see the sky was blue? Yeah. Okay, did they do it in front of witnesses? Like, the fuck does that matter? They just answered your question.
You actively allied yourself with people who willfully and gigglingly use dead names and the wrong pronouns. You actively and willfully engage with transphobes whom you say are against your values. How can you not look at these things and realize the incongruity?
Fair enough.
I think there's more to that than a fair enough. Thing is, okay, did you do some of the art for Akuma?
Yeah, I did.
By the way, can I say the fucking balls on this dude? And I'm not saying anything, but okay, let's call it what the fuck it is. This man sitting in a Walmart, in a McDonald's in a Walmart in Texas, of all places, saying this stuff about Republican individuals, which Texas is a predominantly red state. Now, unless he's in Austin, which Austin's kind of like a fringe upon its own within Texas, I would be kind of on edge saying this type of stuff, just like I would be on edge going to, say, LA wearing a manga hat. Like, it's just not a bright idea. So I will say Lyle's got some balls to sit there and say this kind of shit while sitting in such a very public environment.
In the art you did, which one was it? What art did you do?
It was like a um
Which videos?
hold on. It's been a bit. Um
Okay, let me make this simpler for you. Has it been in any of Akumu's recent videos, past 3 months?
Me, like, been in it?
Has the art you have done been in any of the recent videos that Akumu has put out in the past few months?
I believe so, yeah.
Would you give your father art to use? Would you know he's going to spread hateful rhetoric? If you knew who Akumu was.
I would draw.
Now, wait a fucking minute, Leo. What the fuck happened that this guy totally changed his fucking tune? Because I watched the fucking call between him and Akumo. Now, is he talking about Kumo or Akumo? Like, these are different individuals. So, if I'm listening right, I'm hearing Akumo. Fungo. A-K-U. Akumo. Here's Akumo.
This has been in the works a long.
This is how Akumo sounds and how he looks. So, in any of the recent 3 months, so he's had 1, 2, 3 videos. 4, 5, 6, 7. So what? We got 4 in a row, and we go, how many rows? Man, Akumo. In the last 3 months, so then I would have to go to the 4-month mark. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 28 plus 1, 29 videos. So any one of these 29 videos could potentially have artwork from Rin. Now, I'm not about to go through and click on each one of them. Now, Kumo is a totally different individual. Sounds totally different. Presents totally different.
I can literally cancel you, Akumu, because I am the freaking pedo hunter.
By the way, great trailer. Let's see. Here, Kumu has only had, what? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 videos? And only 1 has art. Well, 2 have art. 2 have art on the thumbnail. So, he has to be talking about Akumo. So, he has to be talking about this. And like I said, there's 28 videos here. Like, that's a big difference. And then, of this, one of the big videos that we watched from this channel was a live stream between Just a Robot, Lyle Convoy, right here. I've gone over this. And that's it. He's covered this call that we're going over now. He's covered this video, which I've started to watch, but it's doodle tones. I don't like doodle tones. So, what the fuck happened that he changed his entire opinion? Honesty and decency of a man who yells at disabled people in a McDonald's, in a Walmart at 9 p.m. Very, very true.
Art for my dad in regards to D&D, but when it comes to political endeavors, no.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you if you would draw art for your dad knowing he was going to use it while spreading hateful rhetoric. Because you know who Akumu is. You know what he does.
I would not.
There's no way you don't.
How do you... Hey, honey, I'm going to go to a KKK rally. Could you draw me up some art so that way me and the guys can look real good while we're burning the cross? I appreciate it. Thank you. Who the fuck says that? How the fuck are you going to know how somebody's going to use art? I could have somebody draw up a thumbnail and I could sit here and spit really hateful, harmful shit and they would have no idea. So to sit there and you're adding fucking qualifiers to this question that how the fuck can you guarantee those qualifiers occurred? Like, you can't. And I'm sorry, I know I keep pausing. We've at least made it 15 minutes.
Okay, then why did you for Akumu? Why are you willing to associate yourself with one group of transphobes but not another one?
Because he's been there for me since forever.
And your father raised you and has a roof over your head. What's your point?
I care for Akumu too because he's been hurt by the FCK. And he's been there for me for like a long time.
Right over your head.
And a lot of people vilify him.
Right over your head. Just right over it. Somebody being in text chats for you was fine. But if that somehow violates your most basic values, which is don't be a transphobe, then I think your metrics are a little off. Because somehow being there for you in Discord calls somehow rates higher for you than having a roof over your head. And I'm not saying that your dad's not awful. He probably is.
You're drawing false like false connections here, man. Like, you're drawing connections between someone who's birthed and raised a child. Again, you have not done that, Lio. So how can we trust your perspective on this if you've not done that? Okay? And I'm not trying to like call you out and make you less of a man by saying that shit. I'm pointing out fucking facts here. You've not fucking done that shit. So how are you going to sit there and say all these other connections here? You know, I've had friends that I've told stuff to that I've not ever told my parents. I've had things that I've told my parents that I've never told my friends. They're totally different situations. So without knowing the full context, which I know it's something that you like, you don't care about, but like you feign this fucking fact that you care about this shit. Like that's so fucking frustrating.
Been around enough groups to know how these characters can be. But do you not see how this is a bit unequal, one would say, in severity?
I guess, yeah.
You guess. So you care a lot for Jordan, huh? Your word, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So when Kumo started making fun of them when my video came out, did you get on to Kumo for it?
Wait, what?
I didn't stutter. You heard me.
Did he make fun of them?
Yep. Matter of fact, they made fun of them pretty regularly in Kumo and in Lost Server to an extent.
Now you're...
One would say in severity?
I guess, yeah.
You guess. So you care a lot for Jordan, huh? Your word, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So when Kumo started making fun of them when my video came out, did you get on to Kumo for it?
Wait, what?
I didn't stutter. You heard me.
Did he make fun of them?
Yep. Matter of fact, they made fun of them pretty regularly in Kumo and in Lost Server to an extent, one way or another. Jordan knows that. Jordan knows that.
I did not know that.
Oh, then we have the fact that Gilded Pooh actively thinks that as he should kill themselves. And yeah, you came in and said, Pooh or Gilded, let's not say that. You really think that's the type of energy you should have there? Just politely, please don't.
No, because, you know, what you're doing is definitely getting so much farther. Now, this person just admitted they didn't have the fucking full context. Now, is that on them? Maybe? I don't know. Again, I don't have the full context of even what you're saying here.
Trying to be polite and...
No. Because you wouldn't have that energy if it was one of your friends. Let's be honest here.
You don't know that. You don't fucking know that, man. Like, I'm very fucking polite with people until they're assholes to me, and then I am the biggest fucking asshole in the world to people. I have no problem being that way. But I don't start out being an asshole. It goes to that old saying, you know, you get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar.
Here's my problem with you, Ren. You lack any form of consistency. You make special exceptions for certain trans folks, but not ones that pay your bills.
Oh, this is...
You know who these
amazing.
people are. You know their nature. You know they're awful. So why are you their friend? And I genuinely want to know. They care for you.
Because I know their sides.
Oh.
Akumu helped Nil with being trans.
Oh. Interesting.
That doesn't mean what he did was okay. I don't condone a lot of what he does. But you...
And where's your line?
I'm trying to keep my voice down because I don't want to get caught.
Where's your line? Where's your line, Ren? So as long as he's okay with the trans people you know and like, then Akumu's fine. Because he misgenders doodle tones all the time. He takes shots at doodle tones for things that happen.
Because a lot of people don't like doodle tones because they're an awful person and they've changed their story 4 fucking times and it's been proven. There's a lot of other shit doodle tones has done. I've had somebody in my fucking chat before that tried to nicely approach doodle tones and say, hey, this is not the way to handle this. And Doodle Tones made a full fucking video out of it, calling them out. And they felt fucking embarrassed to the point that they never made content anymore. Like, they wanted to quit content just because of Doodle Tones. So where the fuck is Doodle Tones' line? Where the fuck's your line, Lio? Where's the line between you being the nice guy and you being this way? Because I've seen you be this way to a lot of people who are mentally disabled in some way, shape, or form, or otherwise have other mental incapacities going on. But when it came to sitting there with Stardust, you had a different fucking tone. When it came to sitting there with Akumu, you had a different fucking tone. And I've noticed that. I've noticed when it's people that are bigger than you in size or mentally on the same plane as you, whether it be because of whatever reasons. Like, I really don't give a shit. Like, it's just amazing how you can belittle people that you feel are beneath you. Where's your line, Lio? I ask it again. What does a person have to be for you to treat them with decency?
Then why do you innate? Then where is your line, Rin? You wouldn't do art for your dad. You wouldn't.
Yeah, the Husker situation is great proof of that. Like, I sat there, I consoled and, you know, I wouldn't say consoled. I think that's maybe taken a little too far. But I addressed Husker with respect, even knowing the stuff that I was going to show later on, and was still polite with Husker and tried to give them advice. And Husker decided to sit there and fucking shit all over it and try to copyright strike me, just like they'd done to a bunch of individuals that I was copying in that stream and going over. I shouldn't say copying, but like, these are people that I was covering in that stream. That's what I meant to say. And going over, like, Lio is starting to make me believe he is a bully through and through. Like, he cannot change his color. He is a, you know, he is not a lion. He is a tiger. He cannot change his stripes. His stripes are to bully and belittle anybody he feels like is beneath him, that he feels like he can get away with it, regardless of whether they are truly sorry about a situation, how they feel about a situation, whether they understand the situation, because we've seen all of that. We've seen that with the Rosa call. I still do not believe that Rosa fully understood the situation. And how many people, Lio? How many people were in that call that you belittled Rosa in front of? And then you felt like it was unjust to call you out on that because you apologized. Well, let's just, look back here. We're 15 minutes into your conversation of a 2 hour and 15 minutes so far. 2 hours of that was her apologizing and speaking out with the person that they felt like they wronged the most. And there was a bunch of back and forth apologies on behalf of others that could not or would not attend. That's how you handle shit like adults. They handled it like adults. You're handling it like you think you can be everybody's fucking parent. And that's a problem. You're not. You're not their dad. Well, I don't know if naked mole rats have stripes, but if they do, then I will call him a naked mole rat. Yeah, and you know what? I will take, even taking into things for granted, that I will give Lio the benefit of the doubt, even though I don't have proof that he's telling the truth. Okay? Even taking into account that maybe their medical history wasn't all of what people put out there, and maybe they were a mod. Even if they were a mod, and all the other medical history that we hear of may or may not be true, the fact is still they had brain damage. That was true. You said the same thing, Lio. And they had issues resulting from epilepsy. But you thought because they were able to sit there and competently run their mouth on Twitter, that made them totally okay. Can I tell you, you don't have a time limit on sending tweets, Lio. I can sit here and I can open up a fucking window and go to my Twitter and start writing a tweet and walk away for hours. I could write something audacious like, I don't know. Oh my God, I can spell. That's a different thing. I could write something like that. Now I want to make sure. Yep, you guys can see it. Okay. Spelling errors and all. There you go. I could write something like that, and you know what? I could watch the rest of this video, and unless I hit post, it's not going to send. So I can add to it. I could take away from it. I could reword it. I could say, you notice how I can like change the context of this whole thing just by editing my wording here? And I only got it for like another 30 days, but I got the little blue check mark that even allows me to edit it an hour after I post it. Like, bro, just because people say shit and people do shit on Twitter does not mean they're the same people speaking. Does not mean that they're on this level. Does not mean, you're treating everybody the same, but also different at the same time. I don't understand how you got this idea in your brain. No, I didn't see Endo's video. I'll have to watch that at some point. But like, I want to prove a point here, just that, like typing shit and saying shit online. Fuck, people say shit in chat. I've been called awful fucking things in chat. Like, I don't think that is necessarily the same shit these people would say face to face to me. Like, they're not the ones sitting here doing this. So, people can say whatever the fuck they want. Like, I don't get you, man.
Enable him to spread hateful rhetoric with your art, but you will with Akumu. You say Akumu's been there for you, but your dad put a roof over your head and raised you.
You keep changing this, by the way, and it's very fucking confusing. I don't understand. I'm glad Rin's been able to keep up with this, because I think you've been talking about Kumu the entire time, not Akumu. Again, totally different fucking people. One guy did 28 videos on you. One guy did 8, 7.
I
Probably
love
garbage.
my dad, though. So
Okay, but you just told me that you wouldn't do it for your dad, but you'll do it for Akumu. And your reason was because Akumu's been there for you. Do you not see
Again,
the incongruity here?
Did Kumu or Akumu, I don't know who the fuck you're talking about, because English is evading you right now and escaping you, that these are different individuals. But let's just say it's Kumu, because I believe that's who you're talking about. Do you think that Kumu necessarily came to Rin and said, hey, I'm going to sit here and burn a cross and read from this hate rhetoric book about trans people? Would you do thumbnail art for me? Do you have proof of that? Where is your proof of that, Lio? Where's the proof that she knew, or he knew, I'm sorry, don't know pronouns, before doing the art, what the context was going to be? I'll have to look at it. I'll see what I can find. I'll see if I can dig around and find a copy of Ando's video.
Do you think the people you're associating with during all this are good people? Yes or no?
if Akumu changes his outlook on transphobia, he would be definitely a good person because he tells the truth. You know,
Oh, see?
not like about trans, but he does not lie.
I'm so
He does not
confused.
lie.
No, he has lied. Every human being on this planet has lied.
Okay, what do you lie about, Lio? Where's the proof? Where's the proof, Lio? Show the proof. Why didn't you come to this call with proof of Akumu lying? Because now we're talking about Akumu, not Kumo.
And notice what you said there. What was the first word? If. I asked you a yes or no question, and I'm going to ask you one more time. Do you think the people you're associating with during all this are good people? Yes or no?
Yeah.
You think they're good people?
Yes.
So you don't take any.
Budge on that, dude.
You're not going to what?
You're not gonna make me budge on that. I'm sorry. I'm
Lyle, if your ass had a fucking massive coronary heart attack and the person giving you CPR is a fucking cross-burning KKK member, would you, after coming out of it, say that they are a good person or a bad person? Answer me that. Because that's the kind of context and questions you like to put out there. So let's see what your answer to that question would be. If, you know, the person who saved your life was beating his kids at home on the regular and had accidentally or on purpose killed someone. I mean, a million different things. They're a raging alcoholic, but, you know, they had an accident where they hit and ran somebody. Are they a good person or a bad person? What about everything that might happen? Yeah, it is stupid. You're right, Pudding. Yeah. I want to put it out there like, Jesus fucking Christ, Lio.
I care for them. And
Why?
they always have a good.
What happens if the person that is there and sees you have a heart attack because you're shoveling fucking McDonald's down your face does not save your life because they don't know CPR and they didn't think quickly enough to call, but they're a pastor at a church? Are they a good person or a bad person, Lio? Go in the total opposite way. What if they didn't save your life because you had a massive coronary heart attack from shoveling french fries down your fucking throat and had an IV of fucking Coca-Cola? Yeah, you can be a good person, have shitty opinions. You can be a bad person and do good things. Like, you're gonna sit there and give so many little bits and, like, I'm trying to think of the fucking word that I even want right now. I'm kind of like frustrated because of this, but like, you give charity to people when it's your people that you want to talk about. I haven't heard you bring any evidence to this. You brought evidence of people you don't like. Where's the people that are good examples? Where are the people that have been wrong? Where's the evidence of that?
Good part of them, unless they're like
Everybody
a
has
pedophile or
Rin. Everyone has a good part of them. That doesn't justify the wrongs they do. You know what these people.
Yeah, I was going to say on that, but I've not watched any of their recent videos, so just in case something had happened. But from the stuff that I've watched on Kumu and Akumu, Aside from calling their chat stupid, which actually I believe that was just a robot that really kind of pointed it out and said your chat's I think he even said the R word or something similar. Like they're just the most dumb group of people that he's ever seen. Like I don't remember his exact words, so the best I can do is paraphrase. But like I've never seen Akumu, especially because I've probably watched more of his stuff than Kumo's stuff. Rin's dad can easily disown Rin. Rin did draw for their dad for his sections. Sorry, I'm reading chat. There's being an abusive parent. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you've totally summed it up very well there, Pudding. Like, okay, Rin's dad can easily disown Rin and throw them and cause them to be homeless or worse, but they've not. Then there's being some edgy bro on the internet, and then there's being a straight up abusive parent. And Rin says that they also care for their dad still, just like they care for Akumu and Kumo. Like, but God forbid, like, Lio get any of this nuance. Nuance totally adverts any thoughts in Lio's head.
People are like, Akumu and Kumo are transphobes. Kumo put my wife
What's your
in
proof?
videos too. And do not.
What's your
I'm tired
proof? Okay, okay. He's put the wife in videos, but that information you could argue was out there in public information because it was on a forum. Just like you argue the shit that you do is okay because it's on a public forum or in a publicly available space where you use the white pages and you use what did you use? Been verified or some shit like that you admitted to. Okay, did those pictures come from like a Facebook or something? Because that's public if it's not a private Facebook. Like, again, nuance, man. Nuance. Rules for thee, but not for me. Kind of shit. Yeah, exactly. Like, I've got questions about fucking Lyle at this point.
of hearing this nonsense. Say, well, I disagree with that, as though it would have been acceptable to you if it was anybody you like. The truth of the matter, Ren, is these people, whether they realize or you realize it, know full well it's real easy to get you on their side so long as they're nice to you. And you'll excuse any sort of nonsense so long as people are nice to you. A marker of somebody is not inherently how they treat their friend, because who doesn't treat their friend nice? It's how they treat other people. Because here's the thing, all of this excusing you are giving, all these whataboutisms, you certainly didn't give to me, and you wouldn't either. Your tweets show that.
What did they owe you, Lio? Why did they got to give you that? This is somebody they consider a friend. They didn't consider you a friend, Lio. Where's the proof that they considered you a friend in all of this? They said they gave that charitability to friends.
Where was the talk about everybody having a good place when you were sitting there calling me an abuser?
You do have a good side, though, too.
That's not what I asked you. Not what I asked you, Ren. I will not allow you to sit here and pivot like that. You are going to answer me directly.
Bro, you pivoted more than a goddamn Abrams tank.
I have not raised my voice at you. I have not yelled at you. You will answer my questions as I ask them.
But you can still be demeaning. I can sit there and talk to you and say, look, you piece of shit. You know what? I think you're the dumbest motherfucker in Texas. And I think that anybody who talks to you would instantly see how just so fucking stupid you are. And I don't even have to curse. I can sit there and say it as sweet as possible that people will definitely see the level of incompetence when they speak to you. They will see you drooling all over yourself, sitting at a McDonald's table, unable to even comprehend what goes on in the world and how nuanced situations can be. I was just mean to you, Lio. I never raised my voice. I never sat there and was mean to you. I used words, just like you.
Will not deviate.
And I didn't deviate.
Can you re-ask it? Sorry.
You can go on and make all sorts of excuses for people who are nice to you or people you like, regardless of their egregious actions, but you don't for people you don't. Because you had no problem turning a thing that was allegedly, and I quote, for the victims, to being all about me. So where was that talk about me having a good side when you said I am not reliable, dealing with predation cases, that I'm an abuser? Oh, and then we have you who dropped Nil, but somehow Nil magically is able to still message you. I'm telling you that I'm accusing you of something, but it had nothing to do with you. And you
I
lost
did
your mind
not
on that
drop
too.
Nil.
I was told that you stopped talking to Nil because of their hypersexuality.
No, that's not true.
Well, then you got a lot of explaining to do to Neurofunk as well, because you told them that too.
I didn't. I said Tommy.
Oh, what is this, Lio? Is your evidence incorrect? Are you going to change your opinion? Are you going to apologize to them for having an incorrect stance and incorrect evidence when accusing them of something? Are you going to hold yourself to the same level and same opinion that you just sat there and criticized Rin for?
You told me and them nil.
I did not drop Nil. I told Nil to drop Tommy.
Either way,
We're going to pivot. Are we going to pivot?
let's assume that's right, that somehow Neurofunk and I have the same information. Where was that concern then? No, instead you just ran with something Nil said, didn't verify, didn't ask questions, just went off on a tirade.
You're kind of right, Necro.
Further accusing me of things.
You know, it's really funny, Lio. They're looking up evidence right now for what you're saying.
Matter of fact, I think your exact words were that you hate me so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
what? Because I didn't do dick to you. I was going.
Lio, you can hate people without knowing anything about them. Do you have a caring soul for all serial killers? Do you have a caring soul for all people who are going to be serial killers, who are going to commit murder, who are going to abuse somebody? Are you going to, be able to read that immediately? By the way, I just realized that live chat was not on, only tap chat. So if I missed things, I'm sorry. Again, the rules for thee, but not for me.
Going to accuse you of that, Rin. Why wouldn't I use your most known name? Or do you think you're the only person on God's green earth that has the name Damien?
that was wrong of my assumption on my part.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Did you just openly dox somebody? I'm going to assume that you didn't know this call was going to go out there. But then again, you know how much of these calls are recorded. So unless this is in confidence and you knew that it wasn't going to get recorded, why the fuck would you throw the name out there? And how many people are in this call that knew this person's name was Damien? Like, I don't know if that's their real name, but I know that they referred to a dead name. So I'm assuming Damien was maybe the dead name that they didn't want to be referred to by. So wouldn't that make you a little bit transphobic there, Lyle? I mean, I could spin it that way too, couldn't I?
Because
what? Because I didn't do dick to you. I was going to accuse you of that, Rin. Why wouldn't I use your most known name? Or do you think you're the only person on God's green earth that has the name Damien?
that was wrong of my assumption on my part.
Oh, trust me, I know. But this is my point. You will give grace to the most horrendous things on the platform so long as they're your friends.
The hypocrisy, man. You've got to understand that you're being the biggest hypocrite right now. Sitting there and pretending, and I'm going to say pretending, because in all respect of the word, you are pretending to care for trans people, and then sit there and dead name somebody, especially knowing the impact and all that shit that it can have on people in that community. And you know what? I will especially hold you accountable, because if anybody would know, you should know, because the amount of people that are trans that you surround yourself with, because that community has such a high predominance of trans people. Like, that was transphobic, motherfucker. You realize that? No, he's not going to admit ever that he got info wrong. And he's now just resorted to that. So
You can say all sorts of things about my behaviors, some of them very valid, but I still hold my friends accountable. And it's not just, well, I disagree with that. I dragged Coyote here in Senate, but enough of his neck and published that call. Did it to Misanthropony too.
really, Lio, really? How much of that did you know was going on behind the scenes? You got fleeced a bit by Coyote Lovely, if I remember that situation correctly, because they just said no, 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 and you believed them because the information coming from other sources you did not want to believe because they were not your friends. This was sources such as the Fox Mafia. And because it was the Fox Mafia, you did not want to agree with that information, regardless of how accurate it may have been, until you had no fucking choice, man. That's what I saw. So that was a horrible fucking example. The misanthropony situation, I can't honestly speak on because I don't know a whole lot, but I know enough about the Coyote Lovely situation to know when you learned about information, how long people had been saying stuff, and you didn't want to listen to that.
And if I still had contact with Aaron, I would do it with them too. You won't, because they're nice to you. You have literally now in this call said you will excuse transphobia so long as they're your friend. You will excuse people bringing other people's wives into things so long as they're your friend. I want you to tell me how this is justified. Because I can tell you this much. I can tell you this much. Pay very close attention to what I'm going to say to you. If Jar did a video on you and put your father on the video, everybody be coming to me wanting his head. And you'd be leading that charge. So if that ever does happen to me, I should just excuse it by saying, well, Jar's nice to me. How would you feel if I did that to you? Tell me.
I would be angry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but would they also then get you in a call and then sit there and give a bunch of false equivalencies and everything else and, you know, be hypocritical and everything else? Would you be okay with that, Lio? Because you've been that. I pointed it out, man. And like I said, I haven't covered this shit in a while. So it's not like I'm like other people who see this shit all the time and can be like, oh, well, this is this and this and this and this and this. So maybe I'm even missing shit here. But, man.
Be real angry. The only things I will give you credit for that you won't excuse is child predation. Congratulations on meeting the bare minimum. You will accuse.
Lyle, you're not even meeting the bare minimum because you're being so fucking hypocritical. You can't even sit there and say, you're saying that somebody is transphobic or that other individuals that this person is friends with are transphobic without evidence, while then actually being transphobic on the call.
Use people without evidence. You will claim you care about somebody knowing literally nothing about them because you don't care about Jordan. And I'm saying that as somebody who did.
And you did do the exact same thing with Coyote Lovely. You cared about them. They were your friend, and you wanted to trust them, and you didn't take the information that was being told to you. And I still think you're also lying about the FCK logs, but again, I don't have proof of that, so the best I can say is that I think you're lying.
I think, personally, you care about who you can weaponize when you're mad at somebody else. And the FCK Twitter account proves that in spades.
And I think you sit there and you will align yourself with people that provide you an echo chamber and allow you to sit there and be the badass that you think you are. People like Diddletones because they think they are the same level and they get away with a lot of audacious shit. But God forbid the mirror's held up to them and they have to sit there and answer for shit that they've done. All of a sudden the story changes to benefit them. They were groomed. Oh my goodness, it was so awful. Even though we know that's not the story. We know it. You were even told that. You were shown evidence of that in a call with the Kumo, who last I knew you were okay with. You ended pretty amicably. I wouldn't say you were dinner. You're not going to sit down to dinner with your friends and stuff like that. But like, God damn, you're such a fucking hypocrite. I can't even like think of all the things I want to say because you're so frustrating.
You admitted to that. You admitted you utilized it because you knew people were listening so you could have your own little issues with the SEC. Here's the other thing that I'm going to take you to task for right now. You did not divulge to Akumu your history. You know, you saw his live stream with me. Why'd you lie by omission to Akumu?
It was also because I was scared that if I spoke, that I would get legal action. I made that clear.
Oh, no, I'm talking about to Akumu. Akumu.
No,
Not to us. Not to us. No. You've never been scared of legal action before because you had no problem telling me you were still scared of the SEC, which of course now is contradicted by you attacking them using that account by your own admission. So don't even. Yoon may buy that. I don't. And Yoon's welcome to. You were scared of legal action then, especially when you knew we found out. You would have ducked and ran. Or you wouldn't have gotten involved at all. You went on one day while I was driving to Dallas to visit my in-laws for 4 hours about how scared of the SDC you are. But the moment you think you can essentially sweep their legs, there you are in the front line. This is no, go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say.
I do apologize, at least.
What?
Huh?
For what? I listed out a whole bunch of things
for
here.
hurting you.
Look, Rin, how do I put this delicately? You're not capable of hurting me. You didn't hurt me, you pissed me off. Because you proved Jace right once again. You proved that the people I try to help don't want it. It's why you constantly went behind my back to get back online multiple times in 2023. It's why you still ran around spaces you knew you weren't wanted in. And it's why the moment you got a small inkling of being able to fire back at people you were mad at for calling you out, you took it. You have done unquestionable damage to people for nothing or nothing. Do you really think you helped any victims with that account?
I did, because...
How many victims have you helped, Lio? How many people have you put in jail? How many predators have been put away because of you? Because the one that we know of that got put away was put away for computer crimes, something that you pointed out. Now, I don't recall enough other than that to say what those computer crimes were, but they were literal physical computer crimes, not crimes on the internet. So it wasn't technically what you were going after them for. So who is to say that you even helped put them away? And in all the calls that you've had and all the things that you've done and all the doxing that you've done and everything else, because you're okay with that, because moral guidelines, regardless of hypocrisy. You're okay with that. But, you know. He's whispering because there's kids in the toy aisle with him. Oh, man. Yeah, I can definitely hear the mouth breathing, especially through the headphones.
Who'd you help? Tell me.
Okay, I'm dying of thirst, and I have to keep talking. So I'm going to... Hold on a second here. I'm going to go on like a quick break. It takes me maybe just a minute. But, oh my goodness.
Okay, hold on.
I'm just going to put out... I just realized the irony of the song that I threw on. Oh, man. That has helped exactly one person, Peaches, with $8,000. Oh, yeah, true. Oh, man. Sorry about that. But I have a drink now. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to take a drink so that I can then speak, because I'm sure in about 15 seconds I'll have to pause it again.
Why do you want names? But I'll name them Gary, Jamesy, Teddy.
Teddy, you think?
Damn it, Teddy. Jim, get Teddy back in here. He needs to answer for this. The irony of this is the fact that this person, Teddy, is called Teddy That Draws. So I'm going to start referring to our Teddy as Teddy That Doesn't Draw. I'm trying to do a delicate dance right now. Okay.
I think you helped Teddy. Interesting.
Teddy expressed this taste, but like I sent the money, even though I care for them, and I care for them.
No. If I care for my wife and get her a dog, but then make sure that dog is never in contact with my wife, that's not me showing that I care for my wife. You did not care. These are not the actions of someone who cares for others. Caring takes self-sacrifice. You don't have that, Rin.
Caring takes self-sacrifice. It does not. I can care for people and never have sacrificed a thing for myself. Never have sacrificed a value, never sacrificed a thought, an opinion, moral, anything. So you're wrong there, Lio. You're wrong. Self-sacrifice is not necessary to caring.
You've demonstrated it multiple times.
He's involved
multiple
in it.
times. In this call, you've admitted that you have lied. You've admitted that you've been spiteful. You've been vindictive. You utilized a platform that was supposed...
You know what? They admitted to all this shit. Lio, what have you admitted to? You had evidence incorrectly. You've been transphobic. You've been willfully ignorant of certain situations involving people that you like Coyote Lovely. but then want to sit there and not be held up to that same level that you're holding these people up to when it comes to their friends. Like, where's all the apologies and stuff for this? We never got it with the addressing things video. You know, you apologize to people that you are now condemning. You also sat there and called out people, again, with little to no evidence in some situations. Like, you've been spouting this whole Kumo's in the Fox Mafia, and that he's a zoophile, or a zoo sadist. I don't know which one you use for him, but I know you use zoophile at least, so I'll take the minimum term. So you accuse him of zoophilia. Again, every time you said that, I've never seen proof come from you on that. So where's the proof, Lyle? If you're going to keep saying it, maybe show the proof.
Supposed to help people who are victims to attack other people falsely and to scream about me being an abuser with no evidence. So if somebody accuses you of the same, should I accept it and do videos on it, or should I make tweets?
I could say you're an abuser right now. You don't have to be beating someone, screaming at someone to be abusive. Your language, your tone can be abusive, and they can be independent of each other abusive. I could be screaming at you nice things all the time. That's abusive. I could be just talking in a normal tone and saying the most heinous and awful shit. That is also abusive.
It's about it, Ren.
You're right.
Glad I took the drink.
But what? What's the but here?
I shouldn't have done that.
You're right, you shouldn't. I know you shouldn't. I'm the one saying you shouldn't have. But you are still here, still trying to make excuses for the fact that you would enable people who spread hateful rhetoric because they're your friends. And this is always your trap, always your failure on this end. You overlook horrendous actions by other people so long as they're your friend. You, as their
Mirror.
friend, should be up their butt about stuff like this more than anybody else, because that's what.
Can we speak about Doodle Tones, who you have in a call? What about the horrendous things that they've done to in videos, calling out people who are smaller than them that were trying to help them? Did they reach out and get the full context before they dropped that video? Again, that person was in my chat. I saw their video. I actually used it, and they happen to be in my chat. What else? Let's see. How about the fact that they've done some heinous stuff such as age roleplay and diaper fetish stuff? I mean, you know, that's disgusting and immoral. Do you condemn that? I've never heard you condemn that. You know, it could lead to other allegations too that I'm not going to say aloud, but I'm just saying, like, you know, you want a moral flag on different things and say, oh, I'm here to plant my moral flag on this hill, and this is my morals, and everybody else should come to my hill. I'm sorry, but people are nuanced, man. You are literally just as deranged as the people that think that they can make everybody happy in this world. I'm sorry, you cannot make everybody of every religion, race, and creed happy at the same time. It always is going to come at the sacrifice, and that's a real sacrifice, of somebody else. I mean, we can take it from race of, hey, how about a mixed race couple going out? That's not going to make a racist happy. Oh, but it's okay because you don't like the racist. Let's talk about the fact that, Muslim culture doesn't believe you should consume pork. But, you know, other people like to consume ribs and pork chops and stuff like that. So who are you going to make mad in that situation? You know, let's talk about Christians and Judaism and atheism and Muslim all have different beliefs. How are you going to make all them happy? You're not. I mean, you can sit there and hold up a moral flag on easy situations where it's like, yeah, I don't want to make the racist happy. How are you going to start doing it to these other people? What if they're good people? What if they're bad people? What if the people that you agree with are the bad people, and what if the other people that you disagree with are the good people? Too much nuance, man.
Friend does. And I can tell you this very bluntly, because I have friends here too. I have friends in this call right now. And I have people who maybe not even consider themselves my friends here.
Lyle, I strongly doubt anybody should consider themselves your friend. Let's start with that. They should not consider themselves your friend. B, you're older than me. Why you got friends on the internet? Aren't you a grown adult man who sits there and has all these responsibilities and all these other things? You can't go out there and, I don't know, find friends in the real world? I could hold the mirror up to myself, but you know what? I have friends in the real world. I do. And those situations and my alignments are totally different. Like, this is your whole life. Everything I've seen, this is your life. You work and you do this. Where's the breaks? Where's the time off? We're spending stuff with friends. Where's, being with your wife? Typically, I stream once a week. The only reason why I'm streaming right now is I got a particular situation occurred. And I'll talk about that at the end of the stream for anybody who cares.
For example, I'll go ahead and give you a rundown. Pizza here. I don't know if he considers me a friend. I consider him something of one.
He is actually in the toy aisle. I swear to God, I just heard a child.
Right now. And I have people who maybe not even consider themselves my friends here. For example, I'll go ahead and give you a rundown. Pizza here.
Did you hear that? There's a child in the background.
Because I have friends here
It's the last
too.
time we were playing.
I have friends in this call right now. And I have people who maybe not even consider themselves my friends here. For example, I'll go ahead and give you a rundown. Pizza here. I don't know if he considers me a friend. I consider him something of one. If he thinks I'm wrong, he's up in my face about it immediately. So is Busy Robot Hands. So is Strunkle Big. Lord knows Weebus is. And God, Monstrous is. Monstrous is with a smile on her face and a switch in her hand because she takes delight in telling me I'm wrong. You don't.
Thank you, Jim.
And I know you don't. Because I've seen you will sit there to a guy you know, makes comments about raping women,
Good point,
has in the
Ellington.
past shared zoo porn, and
Well-
you will try to be polite.
Whoa, what are we accusing people of now? Raping?
Lord knows Weebus is. And God, Monstrous is. Monstrous is with a smile on her face and a switch in her hand because she takes delight in telling me I'm wrong. You don't. And I know you don't. Because I've seen you will sit there to a guy you know, makes comments about raping women, has in the past shared zoo porn, and you will try to be polite to him. Oh, Crystal. I didn't even know you were in the chat. I was just primarily with people in the chat. Crystal will absolutely get up in my face. Crystal will tell me in front of other people to shut up. So why be polite to someone like Gilded Poo? Is he your friend too?
He's not.
So why be polite to him? With all the crap you've seen him do, what he's done to other people,
By the way, is the crystal quartz here, is that the same crystal that was in the Akumo call? I have to look. I have to know for myself right now. Akumo, boom,
This is
pause you, go to live, go to
a
here,
video of yours where you replied.
boom, get out of here, and no, it's crystal. Oh God, what's crystal? This is the crystal he made the video on. I can't remember. I don't know if it's the same crystal. Crystal Flame. That's who I'm trying to think of. I didn't see anything. So is Crystal Flame now Crystal Quartz?
stuff you know he's had on his hard drive. Why are you nice to him? Because there's only one
Even when
answer.
I was
Or are these two different people?
I'm not gonna.
There's
That's the question. Fuck.
There's only one answer from you on this that I will accept. One. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. No, Pizza, I couldn't, because I at least know why you are. Matter of fact, I have asked you those questions. And let's be honest, you're not Rin. You have a different set of values here. I'm talking about Rin compared to their own values. So what's the reason, Rin?
No matter what I answer, you'd probably not accept it because, like, I'm.
No, I told you
It's
I'd
not
accept one
because he's
answer.
nice to me.
I told you I'd accept
because
one specific answer. So what's your answer?
It's literally because I was trying to be professional and
No. You told her that you would accept, or him, sorry, again, pronounced, don't know. You told them that you would accept one answer and one answer only. Not you would accept the answer. There's a difference there. I can ask somebody and be like, do you think I'm stupid? I will only accept one answer. Or I will accept the answer. It's a totally different set of circumstances, man.
at the time with
I told you I'd accept
Because
one specific answer. So
Oh my God, he exposed Victor again? For what now? What did Victor do now? Sorry, side tangent. Maybe he's
What's your
doing
answer?
his investigations there.
it's literally because I was trying to be professional and at the time with the account I
you
was
you weren't professional from day one because from
Will you stop interrupting people? Out of all of this, Ren has not interrupted you ever. They've waited till you've been done speaking and then answer. You cannot stop yourself from interrupting somebody. Like, you cannot. You have no self-control, sir.
From day one. And this is what I said on Akumu's stream.
You
And I'm
do
sure
it just to demean.
At the time, nice to me.
Watch.
I told you I
Because
said one specific answer. So what's your answer?
Oh, you
not-
said there.
And
You
let's
did
be honest,
say.
you're
I
not rich.
told them. I told you I would accept one specific answer. So I want to go back to get the full context on this shit. Really? Yeah, I'll only accept the answer that confirms my narrative. Yeah, Victor is having the worst week of the internet. No, he really is? Oh, I'm going to have to watch Slub stream. Thank God I'm a member. By the way, if anybody wants to contribute or whatever, here. I know I'm supposed to like do this stuff, but here, I'll just do this. 'Cause I'm lazy. And this has everything. So if you want to contribute or if you want to find any of the other stuff that I do, here, there's the link tree. Boom, 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 boom. I don't. That way it's in the chat for sure. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that. Damn, that, Jesus.
One. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. No, Pizza, I couldn't, because I at least know why you are. Matter of fact, I have asked you those questions.
Why the fuck did you derail here, by the way?
And let's be honest, you're not Rin. You have a different set of values here. I'm talking about Rin compared to
Yeah, if you do join Patreon, I am more than willing and open to ideas and things, and I do try and share and take ideas and take input from anybody on Patreon. And I'm thinking about all of my content that I've had to either private or I took down for whatever reason. A lot of it is just because it didn't do well. All of that's going to get warehoused on Patreon, so you'll have access to that and everything else. If and whenever I do the membership thing on here, it's going to be like a super low amount, and the reason for that is that I don't know that I'm going to be able to provide anything additional on here for you guys until I get to where I can maybe do membership streams and stuff. And in that case, maybe we'll cover maybe a little more edgy topics and stuff like that. I got stuff that I'm interested in, like the 420 Chan and stuff like that, which is really interesting. I've got stuff on Dread Pirate Roberts and stuff that we could eventually get into. So I do have a lot of ideas that don't conform to my typical content that we could cover. Good point, Ellington. No. Oh my God, GG. Holy shit, man. And Ellington, you've been around enough. Why the hell do I gotta click that way? Ellington, you've been around enough. I'm gonna make you a mod. Ooh, I'm interested in seeing that. I'm gonna have to find that. If you know about it, send it to me. Like if you find the link or anything, please share that to me. I would be interested in that because I've talked with Gilted a couple times. The dude's a massive troll. So
their own values. So what's the reason, Ren?
No matter what I answer, you'd probably not accept it because, like, I
told you
it's not because he's nice to me.
I told you I'd accept one specific answer. So what's your answer?
She was literally they were literally in the middle of answering.
It's literally because I was trying to be professional, and at the time with the account, I was
immediately jumping in. They've said what? I was trying to. So that's 4 words, 5 words, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 words, 13 words, because they said the word account. And I was, so 15, 14, 15 words. And now you're stepping in. Okay, I'll definitely have to do that.
You weren't professional from day one, because from day one, and this is what I said on Akumu's stream, and I'm sure you were sweating bullets when I said it. You were the one trying to give Toasty. How were you being professional? Because
no problem, Ellington.
I'm going to go ahead now that you give me your answer. I'll tell you what the answer I would have accepted would be.
They didn't even give their full answer, Lio. You cut them off.
I said it. You were the one trying to give Toasty. How were you being professional? Because I'm going to go ahead now that you give me your answer. I'll tell you what the answer I would have accepted would be. That because he's such a freaky weirdo, you were scared of him. I could understand that. Especially being AFAB with some of the nonsense he spouts. I absolutely could understand that.
How do you know they were going to say this or not?
Well, I could be around him, being scared of him, being scared to have
It's
conflict.
fucking ridiculous.
I would have accepted that. Because despite what you wanted to paint me as and have actively done, I'm not the monster you think I am. I'll give you an example. Because you struggle with this. You genuinely struggle with owning your screw ups properly and just admitting your problems. So
Man, pot, meat, kettle.
I'm going to make this an example. The things I said to Rosa were god awful. I was an ableist. I was a slut shamer. I said horrendous things to them I shouldn't have said to any human being. I made comments about them removing themselves from the census. I made comments about their body. I made comments about all these things because I was being a dickhead in the moment, because I was angry about what they allowed, so I let it happen. I own that, warts and all, and I regret it, which is why I own it, which is why I eat it, which is why people can do a billion freaking videos about it, and I don't panic, I don't cut, and I don't run. I will hold myself to a higher standard.
And this is your hired standard, man? Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
And I will have people around me who make sure I do. You don't. You cannot do in this situation what I just did there. And I don't get why.
You haven't allowed them to.
Are you scared?
You have not allowed Ren to even fully put out their position without cutting them off. Jesus, do you not see how you do this shit? Are you that inept? Are you that unskilled when it comes to conversation that you do not realize what you do in it?
Scared that if you actually try to hold these people accountable, they won't be your friends anymore?
Yeah.
Okay. I can understand that. You really think you don't deserve better friends than them?
With self-worth as low as mine, it's hard to find friends that probably value me, to be honest.
This is not about self-worth in this case. This is about the fact that
It is absolutely about self-worth in all cases. If they don't value themselves, they're not going to value themselves to then go out and find better people. They're going to accept whoever comes along. How do you miss all this, man? The correct response there, by the way, was, look, I understand that you think your self-worth is not of the highest caliber, but it can be, and it should be. And you know what? You deserve better. And the way you can make things better and find better people is by fixing yourself, going and making sure you're safe, you're happy, and then you can find better people. You will automatically find better people. That was a shitty response to that. And I don't know anybody here. And I know damn well that was a better answer than what you're giving right now. Yeah, he did. He literally cut them off until they gave the answer that he wanted, or he gave the answer that he wanted. He is literally talking himself up by being demeaning.
you have standards and you let others that you consider friends violate them consistently and make excuses for them, then you don't have standards. That's what I was getting at. I never said your father's values were yours. I said you are incongruous and you are inconsistent in whom you expect what you shouldn't be. You should not accept transphobia, regardless of who it's from. I've gotten up in people's faces over transphobia.
You know what? Start with Lio. Don't accept his transphobia. Yeah, I'm excited to see that. Although I feel like it's just going to be the equivalent of a lot of other arguments, and instead of pedophile, we're going to be hearing a lot of zoophile. Why you got the hard drive? Why you got the hard drive? Why you got the hard drive? Answer for your crimes.
I did it last night, and I'll do it again as many times as I need to. Friend or foe, you'll align with them so long as they make you happy. So long as you think you have friends.
You didn't hold yourself to it, man. You dead named somebody who is trans just in a conversation because you're not happy with how they're responding.
Friends. You've got to have a better cut of friends. You have to. Because here's the thing. You want to be accepted within the LGBT, right?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think they're going to, knowing who you pal around with?
No.
Then do you actually?
Who the fuck are you to say that? How the fuck are you gonna speak on that shit? Lyle, you're straight white male. Not that race has shit to do with it, but you're a straight male. Like, you're a straight cis male. That's what I should have said. You're a straight cis male. The fuck weight do you have on how they're accepted That's like me saying how they can be accepted in the LGBTQ, whatever the rest of it is. Like, how? How the fuck?
Do you want to be in the LGBT or do you want to be around people who are transphobes?
The LGBT.
Okay. What have these people done for you? Give me tangential.
Utopia. I like that. Oh shit, that's a good name. That's a good name for a server.
things, or not tangential, like tangible things.
You trying to say tangential?
You want to be accepted within the LGBT, right?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think they're going to, knowing who you pal around with?
No.
Then do you actually want to be in the LGBT or do you want to be around people who are transphobes?
The LGBT.
Again, what is the proof that you've shown that Kumo or Akumo, whomever you're calling transphobes here, are transphobic? Again, we have proof of you dead-naming somebody.
LGBT.
Okay. What have these people done for you? Give me tangential things, or not tangential, like tangible things. What have they done for you?
I've cried to them in calls, and they've been there for me. They've let me vent to them. They've been there for me thick and thin, and they didn't throw me out when I was getting too much. They showed care for me, and
But they also never held you accountable, did they?
no, they didn't.
No. Have you ever thrown anything away, Ren?
People?
No, I said, have you ever thrown anything away?
Yeah, a lot of things.
You ever see trash reject other trash? And I'm not saying that you are trash. My metaphor here is that, of course, they're not going to reject you. They'll take anybody. They take Tommy's House of Blogs. They take whatever weirdo comes in an endless server.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to show this right here. This is an article from Healthline. I know this is something strange, like, not that I would do. You think that other people in the trans community that like to throw around the word transphobia would be doing this and have educated people already on this. This article discusses transphobia. In fact, it has transphobia defined, and it says that it's stigmatization of trans people, denying their identities, treats them as unequal or less human. It does not have to be all of them. It says describes basically it describes any attitude, feeling, or behavior that is one of these. What do you think dead-naming someone would fall under? I think it falls under this right here, because that's their past identity. Lio, so you are a transphobe. Ta-da! Proof.
Regardless of whether or not they've been inappropriate around children or liked watching an 8-year-old character getting cream pied.
Yeah, Tommy's House of Logs is disgusting, and I showed Neuro a screenshot of. Wait, I think it was Neuro who showed. I don't know who showed me. Was it Neuro?
Wait. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Out when I was getting too much. They showed care for me, and
But they also never held you accountable, did they?
no, they didn't.
No. Have you ever thrown anything away, Ren?
People?
No, I said, have you ever thrown anything away?
Yeah, a lot of things.
You ever see trash reject other trash? And I'm not saying that you are trash. My metaphor here is that, of course, they're not going to reject you. They'll take anybody. They take Tommy's House of Blogs. They take whatever weirdo comes in an endless server,
Yeah.
regardless of whether or not they've been inappropriate around children or liked watching an 8-year-old character getting cream pied.
So Lio, where's the disavowal of Tommy? He was in with your people last year, 2023. Actually, a little over a year now. It would have been February of 2023 with the Rosa Call. Tommy's House is the name of the account that I pointed out and was like, oh, hey, I recognize that account. They were an account that did a bunch of interviews of people against Lio, but they were in the Senate. They were in the Rosa Call. They were in the chat, sitting there right along with the rest of you, bullying the shit out of Rosa. Where's the stuff on him, man? Where's the stuff on him? I want to hear this one more time. And I know I'm playing it a couple times in a row. I apologize, but it's kind of fucking funny.
No. Have you ever thrown anything away, Ren?
People?
No, I said, have you ever thrown anything away?
Yeah, a lot of things.
You ever see trash reject other trash? And I'm not saying that you are trash. My metaphor here is that, of course, they're not going to reject you. They'll take.
You literally just, by the way, called them indirectly trash. Not something that I missed the first time. It's just that I thought it was such an obvious call out that I just didn't even want to go for it. But I was more interested to see a point that you're going to make.
Take anybody. They take Tommy's House of Vlogs. They take whatever weirdo comes into Inlo.
Tommy's House of Vlogs. That's got to be the same Tommy's House. By the way, I looked up what are signs of transphobia. This was literally the first result. We could even probably go to Planned Parenthood. Transitioning, transphobia. Let's see. Transmisia, again, denies the validity of their identity. Look at that. And now I've proved it in 2 articles, by the way, there, Lyle. You're a transphobe. Kind of feel like I'm doing a slug here by calling people things, but I want to go here. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's Tommy's house. TLMMY. Yeah, God, typing. It's escaped me fully. Tommy's house. Leo. Tommy's house. Get out of here. Yeah, pretty sure this is the same Tommy's house. There's a Nil, the person they keep talking about. Akumu. So I'm pretty sure this is the person that they're talking about. This is the same person because the same fucking profile image that I even saw on the chat with Rosa. Enla kicked Tommy out of the server. Ha! Sorry, I'm going to read chat here for a second. I will... Just give me a second. Lio is explaining. Yeah? Why does this sound like a disappointed dad and a kid? Because it is. A ghosty. It is. At least he thinks he's a dad. He's not really, though. He cannot complete. Who is he to decide who trans people can and can't be friends with? Exactly. Is insinuating that Rin isn't actually LGBT because of the friends. Yeah, exactly. I honestly feel like it. That's nice to know, Wellington. Yeah, Lio's being transphobic. Where's the disavowal of Doodletone's age play? Yep. And then, yeah, we read about Enla. Okay.
Server,
Yeah.
regardless of whether or not they've been inappropriate around children or liked watching an 8-year-old character getting cream pied.
Yeah, Tommy's House of Vlogs is disgusting, and I showed Neuro a screenshot of. Wait, I think it was Neuro who showed. I don't know who showed me. Was it Neuro? Neuro, was it you? Or because I think it was you, and it was from a video from. Okay, yeah, and
not-
that comment about consent. Yeah, that was when I was trying to get Nil the fuck away. Because I already expressed to Nil multiple times that Tommy made me uncomfortable because he hangs around Carmen Rider, but
This isn't just about Tommy. It's also about Spar Danger. In fact, I got word from somebody that some of the people that you hang around are mad that you're here at all. Has anybody reached out to you other than that one person to see if you're okay, Ren?
I don't know.
do you mean?
I'm on my account. I'm on my phone.
How do you not know?
Because I'm on my phone and in the closet. I'm not downstairs where I could switch accounts. I can't check.
See. So they don't know about this account then?
They do. It's just like they.
And what?
I don't know what they said to me.
Hold on. I know that if they know you're here, then they know you're here on this account. So go ahead. Minimize the call real quick and see how many messages you have.
This man. Okay, I'm not gonna say I'm like an aficionado. I don't even understand how Steam technically works at points. Like I've just learned things today, even. But I have a basic understanding of what they're saying here about switching accounts. And there's a lot of things that you can do in Discord on a computer that you cannot do on a phone or that are vastly different on a phone. So the fact that he doesn't understand they're saying they cannot switch accounts on their phone. Like, bro, listen to the words that are coming out of their mouth.
Like, I can't go downstairs to my laptop. My dad will get.
Ren, listen to me. They know about this account, yes?
Yeah.
They know you are in this call on that account, yes?
Yeah.
So if they wanted to contact you, what account would they be messaging right now?
Here.
The one you're on, right? So you don't
Not
need to go
necessarily.
downstairs.
If
You
they're
don't need to
friends and have pre-established conversations with the other one, who's to say they wouldn't message on that one? Like, or that they're trying to not bother the person.
go to your laptop. All you need to do is minimize the call you're in right now and check to see if anybody's messaged you, which is what I've asked you to
Just
do.
like, this
There's
is such a false.
Haratui, which is Frick, Neuro, my best friend who is outside of this, unlisted, Crystal Omega, who messaged me about a potential escape, which I appreciate. I don't know if that's possible right now. Your DMs and then the GC with me and Frick and Neuro and Rabbit.
Okay. You notice how Kumo, and none of those other people are there? I understand Rabbit being there. Rabbit's in the call right now. I also understand freaking Neuro being there because they've been your friends. Actual friends, believe it or not. Because Neuro made it very clear to me they're not going to let you skate around the things you've done. And they haven't. This entire time, they haven't said a word to me. And if they thought I was wrong, I'm sure they would. There have been so many calls. Well, the thing is, Neuro, you still could tag me like you just did there. I have had so many instances with Jordan where Jordan has been in calls they shouldn't have been, and I have been worried for them and constantly messaging them to get out of those calls. And not with somebody they wronged, but with other people who are horrendous.
Or, they could be like, well, they're a grown adult. They're doing what they want to do. They can do it, and then we can talk about it afterwards. I have had friends that I know are doing stupid shit, and I've told them, not a good idea, and then that's it. I recently did it this week with somebody who's not even a friend. Like, I literally told somebody, hey, guess what? Hey, Belinda, how you doing? I'm going to be alive for a while. I've made it approximately 37 minutes, and it's taken me, holy fuck, 4 hours. And I'm guessing I still have approximately the same amount of time. So I might be going till 4 in the morning. Who knows? Oh, man. But, jeez. Oh, that's going to take forever. But, like, I'm sorry, but people are adults. They can do things on their own. Like, they can handle their own responsibilities. If they've kept themselves alive long enough past the age of 18 and they've made it to 20, I consider them to be self-sustaining adults at that point. If you're able to keep yourself alive for a year out of school without mommy and daddy preparing lunch for you or giving you lunch money, like Jesus. But yeah, no, I seriously had somebody this week that I sat there twice and I told them what they did in hindsight that was a bad idea, and I told them not to do something that was a bad idea, and they decided to listen to me on one thing and not listen to, well, the other one was hindsight. So, but yeah, actually there was 3 situations. They listened to me on one of the situations and didn't listen to me. One of them, again, was hindsight and didn't listen to me on the other. So people are adults. They're going to do what they want. Oh, man. Good, Melinda. Yeah, I'm probably going to be a while, so. Oh, lovely. We haven't even gotten to the threats. I've just been critiquing him and he's been nice.
Yes. Because I cared about Jordan. These people only care about you in so much as you're around sometimes. At least that's what I think. Now, they may disagree, and they're welcome to.
And you know what? You could honestly sit there and say that you cared about Jordan, and Jordan didn't give a flying fuck about you, man.
But you need a better caliber of friends, because these friends you have just enable the worst of your behaviors. I think you know that, don't you?
At this point, yeah.
How many of these friends, Kumo, Akumu, Nil, all these other people, how many of them have tried to get you to therapy? How many of them have tried to pay for your therapy?
Yes. No. No, pay for me? No.
Yeah. No.
Nil has been there though. Kumo is.
Again, adults. Why would I have to? I can tell somebody, look, you need to go get help. You need to take care of yourself. You need to talk to somebody. I'm not going to pay for them. And I could care for them. The only person I'm responsible for paying for and taking care in that respect would be my wife. That's who I'm going to take care of. That's who I'm going to pay for. Like a friend, yeah, as much as I may care about that friend, they may be the best friend in the world to me. I may try to do what I can, but there's only so much. If I'm not in a position to help them without killing myself or harming myself, is that really a healthy way to go about it?
Be blunt. You need to run from Nil. Nil is unstable and just dangerous.
Where's the proof?
Nil sent a message about how much they want to be in a cat slayer call, to the point that where they're hoping we make them so upset that they put a gun in their mouth over something we didn't even do.
That's fucked up. Sorry, my phone is blinking because sometimes when I'm on call and it's, yeah, I'm gonna constantly tap on the screen.
I have warned you. I have warned you for years, Rin, for 2 years about the friends you have, and about what they do, and about where they will drag you, and look where you are.
Okay, does anybody like who's in here from the art side of the community, like, do you guys know how old Ren is? Like, I understand that they're young and they're still living at home, but like, I'm assuming that they're not going to school, they're going to college. I thought they said at one point they said they were going to college, so I'm assuming they're probably 18, 19. Pudding, you got a point. Oh man,
You could have avoided this 2 years ago. Why do you think I tell you to not have friends like this? Do you think it's because I don't think you should have friends at all?
At one point, I was very paranoid, and I thought you did actually want to isolate, but that was a
Rin,
wrong assumption
okay.
because I
20.
Rin, if I
I
wanted to
have mental
isolate you,
problems.
if I wanted to isolate you, I would have just called your dad.
Who the fuck are you to do that?
Because you did give me his number. One of the first messages you sent me on text.
Yeah, that was stupid of me.
Ren, good fucking point.
It was also very foolish of you to act like a victim over me
Okay, you
talking
can't
to
buy
your
alcohol here.
mother.
Okay.
Like I called her out of the blue, which you only corrected once you were backed into a wall and forced to. Which is why I thoroughly believe that you just want to think I'm a monster. Because you lied to Teddy. You lied on the stream. You lied about all this until you found out I had a recording. You know, the really funny thing is, you'll sit there and you'll push the idea that I'm an abuser, but you still think you should have a space in my comments section to talk, and then get really upset when I tell you to beat it. Do you really think you're entitled to that after saying stupid crap about me?
No, you're right.
Then why'd
You've said a lot of stupid crap about them.
you get uppity with me about it? Where did this entitlement come from?
I was very angry with how snappy you were in conversations.
It didn't involve you, and I gave you multiple times to exit.
Okay, but they can still be mad at how you handled yourself. You're being mad at how they handled themselves.
I gave you one final ultimatum. If you didn't beat it, I was going to block you on the channel. And then you got upset that I put up a boundary, a consistent problem with you.
Mm-hmm.
Galbanum, Rin, if I was the monster you desperately wanted me to be, why haven't I been worse to you? Why didn't I dox you to your parents? Why didn't I pull them out and let them?
Lyle doesn't know what the meaning of the word dox is, does he? Does he know what doxing is? Oh, I'm gonna have to pull a fucking slug here. Here we go. Social security number, passport number, driver's license number, taxpayer identification number, patient identification number, financial account, credit accounts, more items. Let's go there. Come on. Give me the website. Whoa. I'm looking for bullet points, and I'm probably not going to get them. Here we go. We read through the first one: address, phone number, biometric records, photographic, x-rays, fingerprints, retinal scans, voice signature, facial geometry. information that, when combined with other information, like listed above, would then collaboratively, would be used collaboratively to identify a specific individual. For example, date of birth, place of birth, race, religion, geographical indicators, employment information, medical, educational, and financial. What were you going to dox their parents who gave birth and raised them for 20-something years? How are you, Lio Convoy, going to dox a young adult to their parents? Are you fucking kidding me, you goddamn asshole? I know. I have a lot of issues with the closed captioning and everything. It's not the greatest. It gives you the gist of it. It's a lot better than watching closed captionings on like a dubbed situation, but like, or like an English dubbed like Korean movie or Japanese movie, because that's when you really get that's when you really get interesting. He loves saying he doesn't dox. Yeah, true, he says that a lot. This isn't private. Yeah. That's true. Very true, Jim.
Let them know what you were doing.
You're not
Heck,
a
why did?
monster.
No, I asked if I am the one you think I am. Like, here's the thing I have noticed about people like you, and I mean people I've tried to help. Every single one of you really like the idea of the minute I don't give you the answer you want, you act like this. And I do mean every single one of you. Jordan did it. You did it. Septi did it. Jay did it. Opal did it. Aaron did it. Luby did it.
Have you thought about the fact that you may be the problem here, Lyle?
Nil did it. I sat there.
This is an exceedingly long list of people who apparently do this kind of stuff and then have issue with it. Like, okay, I'm going to say something to you that you have now said to Ren. Do you think that you're hanging around the correct people? Do you think these people value you? Yet you continue to hang around them and help them to your detriment. Maybe you should get better friends, Lio. Maybe you should get better family, as you like to put it.
On a string with people I know are saying god awful things about me. And they're sitting there begging me to call the police to get Nil help while they're trying to eliminate themselves on a live stream. And then after I do, they immediately go back to being scumbags. Every last one of them.
Exactly, Jim.
I'm done helping people like that. I am done helping you. I hope for your sake, this is the last time you and I will speak. If you are smart, in the sense that you have self-preservation, you will do what you said you will do. You certainly haven't before, because I've heard this rigmarole from you. I've heard the I just want to do my art, I don't want to interfere with SCC people. I've heard that from you already for a year, and you didn't. I am tired of people like you abusing my kindness, because that's what you did. I sat there for a year, keeping tabs on you, making sure you were okay, communicating with you, checking in on you, while you were supposed to be touching grass, trying to interact and make real world friends, get therapy and everything else, and you went behind my back each time to get back online in a space you know was wrong. And here's where I'm going to be a little blunt. Neurofunk has made it very clear they want to try to help you. They talked to me about it today, in fact. And you know what I told them, Ren?
What?
I told them that they're going to fail. And I told them it's not because of them. They're not going to fail because they're not equipped or because of a lack of knowledge on their end. They're going to fail because you don't want to change. I don't think you want to get better. I think this is, again, temporary. I think right now you are playing nice and you're pretending to take your lumps while still trying to be obstinate until you finally get back into a corner. I think you're going to turn around and go right back to this the first opportunity you get. And I'm making that very clear to you because I will no longer be helping you. I will no longer be nice about it. None of that. I'm not going to put you in danger. I'm not a monster as much as you desperately want me to be, because God forbid I hold you accountable. God forbid I try to get you the actual help you need. God forbid I tell you your friends aren't as good as you want to think they are, that maybe you shouldn't be friends with transphobes and hateful people. My God. Trying to be professional with some weirdo who makes rape comments to women, you know better. We both do. Please. And here's it again, because I keep coming back to things because I didn't make a list. And if I had, it would have been inaccessible anyways because I'm not at home because my power's out last I checked. You didn't have the temerity to sit there and tell me that you do care about these things and that the reason why you released that Google Doc is because it's your story to tell. I do not disagree with the idea that you should be able to talk about your hurt, your pain, how you were abused. I wanted everybody to be able to do it. You may have killed that chance for other people because you figured, well, if Lio's an abuser and I can paint him as one, I don't have to do what he says. It doesn't matter his rationale or reason. It doesn't matter that my actions will hurt other people who are also victims of it, for record, to a much higher degree by the sheer number of things that have been drawn about them. Like the fact that these creeps commission things of me and my family, Rin. And I told you, wait. And the reason I told you wait was because I was hoping the other people would have the chance to file reports, Rin. And you may have blown that for them. Telling your truth, telling your story is 100% valid. But sometimes you have to think bigger picture. I didn't even want to initially deal with the false accusations of abuse towards me because I knew if I did, any chance those people had of having a normal online life would be shot because I would have to expose them as liars. I would have to expose them as manipulators and grifters. I didn't want to. It's despite people trying to twist my words in that Senate call, when I said now I'm going to have to embarrass them, it's because I didn't want to, Rin. You think I liked doing it? You think I liked knowing the fact that these people I took care of, that I had in my home, that I got away from awful situations, were trying to paint me as an abuser and letting other people run with that idea, even up to calling me a groomer? You think I liked that? I hope you're never in the position I've been in. And for the record, yes, I am telling June they need to make that video because I don't think you're going to stop. I have no faith that you will. I wish Neurofunk the best, and I'll repeat it again. I don't think they're going to fail because of them. I think they're going to fail because of you. Now, I've not raised my voice. I have not yelled at you. I've taken a stern tone, gotten a little gravelly. But if I continue to see you in these spaces, there will be consequences. If I continue to see you weaponizing against other people, if I continue to see you interacting with people you claim are against your values, you and I are going to have a much bigger problem on a much larger scale. And this is completely divorced from you. If you two have settled that, good. I'm glad and I'm proud of both of you for it. But if you ever wind up pulling these stunts again and trying to go after the people I care about needlessly, as it was, let's not play games here. The way you conducted yourself has been asinine and has certainly not been in the benefit of victims. It's been in the benefit of you. If I catch that again, we're going to... What?
I disagree, but you're allowed to have your opinion.
Oh, so what you said earlier about how you used the platform to go at people you were angry at wasn't true? They had to make an entire...
Oh my god, he goes right back to cutting them off. Why can't people let people speak? Say what they want, say what they mean, and then respond. Conversations can happen organically. You could still get your point across while maybe not liking the other person and all that, like, and maybe disagreeing with them. You could still get your point across in a normal conversational manner, like this man cannot fucking do. He could not do it. He's taking his ball and go home. That's it, guys. Wow, man is done helping. And yeah, I mean, he does have a point about Ren getting off the internet, but again, I say to that he needs to hold the mirror up and look at himself. Hey, honey, I gotta go to McDonald's. Yeah, the one in the Walmart down the road. I have to yell at a mentally ill person again. Yeah, no. I'll be back. Lio's literally running an underground railroad for mentally ill artists. Jesus, you're right, Jim. Oh my god.
Separate account because of you. Because you couldn't manage it. Or did you forget that?
I didn't.
So tell me, if you did so good, why would they need to make a secondary account, Ren?
I apologize, and I understand the criticism.
I'm not saying, Ren, that you don't care about people being preyed on. I'm not dumb. I know your history. I know you do. My point is, you did not actually care about this specific thing. You saw an opportunity to attack people you didn't like, as evidenced by the actions and by the reactions. Because I'm not going to tell you who, but we actually did have a call with one of the victims. And they made it very clear the other victims were not happy with you and how you conducted that entire charade. Weren't happy with Akumu either, or Kumo. They wish people with more sense had covered this. Because step one of covering stuff like this, Ren, is contacting the people affected. That wasn't done.
The victims weren't contacted. Wait,
Crystal, did any of that play out to you like they were?
I assumed they were reached out to. I thought that.
Go ahead, Ren. Tell Crystal.
Wait, what?
I didn't, because I was afraid that the evidence would be covered up. Like, but at the same time, that
You
was a
didn't?
huge mistake, and I get it.
You did. Hold on. You thought the evidence would be covered up if you spoke to the victims?
Yeah, because last time when I tried to go after Toasty, one of the victims was going against the video and stuff like that.
Crystal, I'm going to hand this portion over to you. You're more qualified to handle this.
I was
Yeah,
under the preconception that the victims were reached out to.
yeah. So as someone who is also
Jesus fucking Christ.
in the call that Laya was referring to, yeah, apparently, according to the victim that we had spoken to, yeah, Akumu and Rin here just kind of took the stories and ran with them themselves, which is why I was under the notion for such a long time that neither did care. Now I don't know Rin's history like Lio does, but that's why I was going around saying that neither cared about the victims.
Wait, I'm not going to comment on Kumu. I'm just going to comment on Ren as they're here. So
I'm just saying.
when it
That's-
comes to victims, as a victim myself, as someone who had to deal with a glitch cell situation, Ren, you see cases, you see victims, of course you get the evidence, you compile the evidence beforehand, and then you reach out to them, you talk to them, you check if it's okay to use their story. You can say it as a general sense in relation to the FCK, that this is the server where had multiple people who were sexual around children as they were. It was disparate, it was disgusting, and a lot of people should have done a lot more. And that is something for a very different day, for a very different talk.
Okay, I'm gonna call bullshit here on Crystal Flame, Doodle Tones, and Lio, all three of them. Now I can't really say much as far as like what Doodle Tones is saying in or agreement or not with this, but do you think your local news contacts every victim of every situation before putting the story out there? How about we talk about situations like Bill Cosby? Do you think every victim of Bill Cosby was contacted before the story went out there? What happens if they weren't able to find the contact information? What happens if they didn't know about a victim? So can they not put the story out there? I mean, that's kind of a little fucked if I do say so. Not gonna lie, at everyone in the Senate, I feel like Queen Serafina was overlooked since she was involved in a lot of awful things the Senate have done, as far as Jackson Rosacall, for example. Yeah, I've heard Queen Serafina had quite a bit of involvement. It seems their name comes up in quite a bit, and I know that Queen Serafina weren't they the initial reason why Gilded Pooh was even involved in any of this? Can we go to New Girl? Worthless Apricot. Oh, that was funny. But yeah, like I'm sorry, but there's been so many times like your local news, the people that are covering the people that you live with, they don't always go to the victims of every situation. They may take information and go with it. They may have anonymous sources. Like, do you think okay, if let's put it this way. If they have a whistleblower on a case, do you think that they're going to contact the business necessarily? Because sometimes, guess what? Yeah, people cover shit up. People will destroy evidence. There's people that could be like almost like a Stockholm syndrome, for lack of a better way to say it, that like they feel some sort of way, whether it be friendly or they have an alliance with the person that is causing direct harm to them. Oh, that's good. Nice to know Serafina and Gilda squashed that. I believe that was what kicked everything off with this whole thing with Gilda's involvement in all of this anyway. But like, I don't know.
To have with people, but you talk to the victims. There's many victims of the Glitch Cell crew that I couldn't forward their story, that it was very concrete proof that I couldn't use because the victims told me not to. Does that suck completely? Yes. But as I've got on Peaches and Lumi's ass for, you don't take a victim story or voice a victim story without their consent. You saw how frustrated I got with them, Rin. You saw my anger. And the reason I've been giving you support and giving you understanding...
I mean, by the same logic, could you sit there and you would say that you wouldn't cover a fucking, like a murder story because you couldn't speak to the victim anymore? You couldn't get their consent. Like, what happens if somebody is so abusive they drive somebody to kill themselves? You can't get that victim's consent. Are you going to just not tell their story? Like... Oh fuck. But like, you know, there's so many situations where like you're not going to be able to necessarily speak to the victim. You know, what happens if they for whatever reason change their name, change their number, moved, got married, got divorced? Like, you gonna go through, are you guys seriously going through and trying to find all these people through like private investigators to find out who they are? No, you're reaching out to people who you can. And what happens if their account's deactivated? You just don't tell their story. So how many stories are you guys not telling? How many people are you then covering up for because you can't tell that story in your logic?
It was under the precondition that you asked the victim. There was no victims asked at all in the FCK, Rin? Did you ask a single victim?
Beforehand, no.
Didn't ask a single. So what was...
It was a Discord server that people could join. They were saying this shit in public. This shit was happening in theory. I mean, you could say it's in public. I mean, it'd be no different than, just going back to my previous story. There was Discord leaks of people that were never involved with that furry convention that I covered, okay? That committed heinous acts, okay? To the fact that the actual Discord got leaked. Do you think that all of those people were contacted? Because I know damn well the person who I talked to didn't get contacted by the news before that stuff was leaked. And their name was associated with that directly. This would be like, you know, Hershey's Discord server, and there's a whole bunch of fucking pedophiles running around in it, and them not contacting Hershey's for a comment. Like, that's literally the type of situation that happened. Obviously not that, but these people were like arrested for murder and terrorism, and this shit got leaked. Like, you can, that is just bullshit to me, because then you're covering up shit. You're lying for people to some extent. You're covering for them because you can't tell the story. And not only that, how many other people are you putting in harm's way by not telling that story? I mean, we can go that whole route that I haven't even talked about yet.
What's the FCK for then? Because I'm glad it happened. I'm glad people are informed, but I was under the precondition that you were friends with one of the victims, or you had like one of them came to you to be like, "Can you help me speak about this? Can you help me tell my truth?" Because that's how I did it. There's many stories I couldn't because I wasn't given permission to. So how did it begin? Explain that to me, please.
During that, the reason why was also because I felt guilty for taking down the video on Toasty because I was gaslit by Junkie, and and the others by dislike bombing and people lying to me, and I felt horrible for what I did to Teddy and for taking down the video and voicing my anger behind the scenes and being extremely overkill. I did everything and then I went to the FCK and saw everything, and it was worse than I ever imagined it. I was doing everything in my power to make up for it, and I was afraid that if I confronted them, that that they would be in a terrible mental position.
Let's also talk about the fact that this is a young adult, okay? They're not going to make always the correct choices. Crystal Flame, you sound like you're a bit older than this individual here. I'm sure you've got a couple more years. Lyle, I know you're older than them. You've stated roughly how old you are and how precisely how old you are several times. Doodle, I believe you're several years older than them. You're closer to 30 than you are ever going to be 20 again in your life. All of you people are much older and therefore much more experienced with this. Did you reach out to them and say, hey, I just want to make sure, are you doing this right? Hey, I just want to make sure, did you cover all your bases here? I don't want to see you get in trouble. I don't want to have a Senate or Cat's Lair, the fuck ever that shit is. I'm still kind of sus on that name. Did you ever do any of that shit for them? Yeah, I mean, they're too young and too vulnerable to be doing this shit in the first place. You're absolutely right, Jim. They shouldn't be doing this shit. But the fact is that they did it. They've already done it. There's no going back on it. You can't change the past. But now we're going to hold them responsible for stuff that they didn't do in the past. Instead of saying, well, you know what? I don't think you should be doing this stuff in the future. Or, hey, if you're going to do this stuff in the future, this is what you need to do. This is how you properly handle it. Now you're condemning them for their actions yet again. And again, it's just somebody that, like, can we really, truly, fully sit here and say, yep, they knew exactly what they were doing. Yep, they're fully responsible for this. Yep, they've done it before, so they know better. If you don't know better, how the fuck are you going to learn? Okay, so Crystal is a bit closer. Okay, I know Doodles is, I think 27, if I remember correctly from what I've heard. And I know Lio is almost 10 years older than that, if not 10 years older than that. So, like, it's just a matter of much more experienced people sitting there going, well, you should have known, to somebody that they didn't offer that exact same help to.
Position.
They would be in a
I didn't know
terrible-
what to do, and I was irrational, but
They would be in a terrible mental state either or, because again, you're still voicing their trauma, you're voicing their experiences, they're voicing what they've probably pushed down. Or I do agree that I'm very glad it's being covered. I'm very glad it's being talked about. I'm extremely annoyed that it was looked past for a multitude of years, but that it wasn't even prefaced with the idea of a victim coming forward or you reaching out to a victim, either or just explaining the seriousness of it. I'm flummoxed. Because how it was expressed to me for so long, it was like, victims.
And I'm sorry, Crystal, but it sounds like you misinterpreted how things were expressed to you. But at the same time, Crystal, did you reach out to check with them to make sure that you just went off an assumption? So your assumption led you to believe this. You didn't follow up on that assumption.
Victims are reclaiming their stories, but man, I assumed it was reclaiming their stories from the FCK, from the people who exposed them to this, but no, it was reclaiming their stories from you.
Thankfully, somebody else is handling that.
Literally what I did with Jibs. I literally had to help Jibs with Lumi and Peaches, and now to know that you've done the same thing to multiple victims, that you've put them in the position where they felt like they had to speak up because and they, God knows if they were ready. God knows if they wanted it to be spoke about now, because it's one of those situations where it's incredibly shitty. It's really hard, but you need to make sure that victims are informed first and foremost, or talked to, or just comforted, or anything, not just.
Well, comfort is something you do after. You didn't ask them if they comforted them after. You didn't ask if they spoke to the victims after. That's an after thing. I can comfort you all day, and if I shove a knife into your chest, you're still going to be quite startled. Like, comfort is an after. No matter how much you comfort before, it's not going to matter. And again, you're condemning somebody for something that they've already done that has actually been deleted. Yes, granted, look, the videos are out there. The story's out there. But where are these people sitting there saying that this is false? That I've not heard a very strong voice on. Where are you guys amplifying them as far as saying like, hey, this wasn't X and Y's choice, regardless of their screen name or whatever you want to use to identify them? Like, exactly. They're expecting Rin to do stuff that journalists don't do. Exactly, Jim. And it's stuff that, do they do? Have they reached out? Did they reach out to Rosa and say, hey, we're going to have a call where we're going to call you a lot of awful shit? Just want to let you know beforehand. You victimized Rosa. Hey, Stick, how you doing? There's so many of these situations. Did you call Ren before this and say, hey, Ren, we're going to make a video on you. We're going to have a call on you, and we're going to expose everything that you've done wrong to a bunch of people. Hope you know. I doubt you did.
Straight away, like, if you're going to do it straight away, you file a police report. You do everything beforehand. So even if it doesn't go public, you've still done the legally right thing, which you have done. I will give you that. You have generally done that. You've shown me that you've done that, and I'm glad that you have. You've used the right channels to report that server, and I'm really glad that you did do that. But it's just, it feels a bit backwards. It feels a bit backwards, Vin, if I'm being honest.
Fair enough.
Sorry, go ahead, Crystal.
Have you talked to the victims, like Teddy and anything like that? I'd be like, what has been their thoughts on this?
Their thoughts were that they were annoyed, but that I was apologetic, and I apologized to Mimi, and they were okay with it. Yeah, but yeah,
So you just condemned them with all this stuff, and the victims were okay with it in hindsight. So the fuck are we even having this conversation for? Yeah, they need to learn. They've now learned. They learned through their own actions, actually. Before they ever got into this call, you've taught them nothing. They learned on their own. Hey, this was a bad thing. Hey, I pissed people off. I had to apologize. They were happy I did it in the end run, but they were mad at how I did it. Now I know for next time how to do this different.
I did apologize to them profusely.
Was this before or after you used the account to constantly talk about me?
For like the outing.
No.
Me. Jesus Christ. Did you contact Ren to say you were going to do all of this? Because from what I've seen, you sat there and you told them, hey, it's going to be a call between just you and Yun, or Un, or whatever. If only Teddy was here to read my joke.
When you talked to these victims, was it before or after you started talking about me on
Before.
the account? Because I just got word that you had to be coaxed into filing police reports. And I know the person who's telling me this is being truthful.
Huh.
So I'm going to ask you to verify. Did you have to be coaxed into filing those police reports?
Yeah, I was afraid because the legal case was ruined because it was 4 years ago as a statute of limitations, and also because I wanted to. I was afraid that it wouldn't go nowhere, and
Why were you afraid? It wasn't for you.
You were afraid it was going to go nowhere, so you had to be okay.
So you were afraid it was going to nowhere, so you had to make a Twitter account and
No, I got this.
please,
You were
please.
that it was going to go nowhere, so you had to be convinced to make a police report. You do know if you did nothing, it would also go nowhere. You are arguing a negative. You are worried it was going to go nowhere, so you had to be coaxed into making a police report, which would make it go somewhere. Even that's
Not necessarily. If it's past the statute of limitations, it's going to go into a garbage can. That's the farthest it'll go. Into a folder to be stuffed in a filing cabinet to be forgotten about because it's beyond the statute of limitations, which is something that they obviously looked into. Ren looked into this, which I will give them credit for. And you know what? As far as going to the next step, which was then putting it out there on a Twitter, if it is beyond the statute of limitations, then they're at least making it public knowledge because they know the police are not going to do anything about it. What is so fucking wrong with this? How many times do you do this? How many times do you put public call outs on people and put public or inform the public, as you would call it probably? And it's all when? When does it take place? Do you know that the police are taking action on it? If the police are taking action on it, then why are you doing your video? Because, again, to Ren's case, you could then, theoretically, lead them to destroy evidence. They could destroy the whole case. Just because you have screenshots doesn't mean that your stuff is going to be taken as gospel. Because guess what? Screenshots can't be traced. I can't sit there and show screenshots from a Discord and say, hey, this for sure is this person. Look at all the shit that had to take place to prove that Mr. Sen was actually the person in the Discord conversation and how long that took. Now, mind you, it would have been a lot quicker, sure, if a police department's looking into it, but are they going to look into it if it's beyond the statute of limitations? Are they going to look into it if it's on the cusp of the statute of limitations? I've had situations where a lawyer will tell you, no, it's too close to the statute of limitations. We're not going to be able to prove or build a case before the statute is exceeded. Exactly. And you know, that's another fucking point, Jim. Yeah, Ren making it public might actually reach victims or within the statute of limitations. And they may then reach out to Ren and say, hey, I saw your video. I'm also involved in this. And then Ren can go, oh, great. Guess what? You're within the statute of limitations. Now we can actually do something about this. Let's go to the police. La-da-da-da-da. And off they fucking go. It's just, fuck. The double standards here are incredible.
a small chance. Then, when I filed my police report against Artie and Fear against my groomers, I had it in the back of my head. It would probably go nowhere because we know how the legal system works.
Again, were you within the statute of limitations? You're also in a different country. From what I understand, I know Slummers was in America. Most of this takes place in America, so the American statute of limits, the American laws are going to be greatly different from the statute of limitations and the laws in the UK. So to sit there and compare a case and compare situations, you cannot.
But with that being said, it still gives it a chance.
And you felt that.
A small chance of it going somewhere.
And you said nothing so far about statute of limitations.
Why did you have to be coaxed into it, Ren? Why did you have to be coaxed into it? That's
They've
the
already
bare
given
minimum
that
you
answer.
do. I thought you did that on your own being, and you were just confused, and that's why, Ren. I don't have to. There's been many times I've had conversations with Lio where I felt like he was being too hard, and I didn't get it.
Hey
So I
Sierra,
don't
how you
want to.
doing? I'm gonna read Sierra's message here. It says, hi, I used to respect Lio, but after he went all out on Rosa Ray Ramsey and now Ren, and it made me no longer trust him because he's trashing on people with disabilities. His trashing on people with disabilities is very wrong. The hard R is bad. Yeah, he's done quite a bit of awful stuff here that I've seen, especially with double standards. And you know, he's talking to them about transphobia, and then sits there and literally is transphobic to Ren. Like, yeah, it depends on whether the evidence is actionable. Yeah, exactly. So, like, again, Screenshots are not going to go anywhere. Again, I defer back to the whole send situation that I covered. The screenshots were not trusted. It wasn't until they got the actual logs, and then from the logs, they had to get the ID. And then the ID, they had to then tie back the ID to send, say, yep, this was actually sent, and it took forever to do. Again, not a police department doing it, probably could have done it a lot quicker, but how long do you think it's going to take to do that? Because then a police department has to sit there and actually file, like, hey, we need to subpoena these records. We need to then get these records to an analyst. The analyst has then got to do all the work that was done by community members to do that. Oh, Lyle's very wrong. Very wrong, GG.
Involve myself in situations. I don't want to involve myself in the FCK because, again, it's being handled now by the appropriate channels. But man, to know that you were coaxed into making a police report, that you didn't ask the victims for permission, that you didn't do anything like this, I'm amazed that Lio has been so graceful in this chat. I just... Sorry
This is
for
where-
interrupting you, Lio.
No.
You can go.
No, this is where I say one specific thing. I've had a lot of people tell me that my behavior from the roads call hasn't changed. But here's the kicker, Ren, you're very lucky. Very, 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 very lucky. But I don't operate like I used to in Senate. You know that. Because it's called what it's called. I have people on another server right now who kind of wish I would toss you to them because they're very hungry piranhas. I'm choosing not to right now. Because you are in a very dangerous place. And I know if I do it, I know if I toss you in there, you'll be out on your butt tonight. Because they will not be kind. They will not be patient. They will not be having a calm conversation with you. They are going to snatch you. They would snatch you up by your short hairs and they would eat you alive.
I'll be back.
So while they're probably going to be tagging me in the chat soon, like, Ree, why don't you give us this meat? I'm not doing to out of your safety. Because the consideration I'm showing for you is more than consideration you showed for these victims. All the while, and I hate having to use this word, because it is absolutely used, very much so by the people you like, but all the while sitting there grandstanding on your Twitter about me and how I don't care for victims. I'm not going to pretend like the way I've treated them has always been good. It certainly has. Jibs is a good testament to that in multiple ways. I was not prepared to properly deal with them. In that case, Pete's a lot smarter than me on that. Probably about a lot of other things too. But I'm not going to pull the stunts you have. This is why I say you don't care, Ren. Did Akumu ask any of the victims before making that video?
He is really hung up on Kumu and Akumu. He has got a hate hard on for them. God damn it.
Yes or no?
No.
No.
Yeah, take care.
How is this about the victims? Ren, I'm sitting on so much crap right now. I would love to wrap, metaphorically, my fingers around the necks of certain scumbags. And the reason I haven't is because the people who have been victimized by them have not given me clearance to do so. And these are people who have harmed multiple people. And I would love.
So again, you're going to allow these people to then go on to harm other people in the same logic. Motherfucker. Holy shit. What is wrong with you? Do you not see that? And I know you have to know it because you preached this before. You've talked about this.
To do it, but I will not until I get clearance from every single person involved, which is why I told you to sit on it.
I would hate to sit there and see somebody that's been driven to self-endgame because of the situation, and you would do nothing now because, oh, I couldn't get their permission. What are you going to do? Go to the family and say, hey, I'm Lyle Convoy. I build models online, and I am a very, 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 very angry person. And I'm here to take up the side of your son or daughter and say all these things are bad. Come on, man. And if they say no, then what? You're just going to allow these people to continue to exist by your logic. Sierra says, I can say that I'm on Ren's side as I'm trans myself, plus I feel for both Ren and Rosa, being a person with disabilities as well. What Lio did by going after those two really set you off. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all, Sierra.
I didn't do it because I wanted you to hurt or because I wanted to disregard your concerns. I didn't. Because you have gone through awful things. And these people making art, taking light at that, joy at it, are disgusting. And I literally wish for death on them. And I'm not going to apologize for that. So if this ever does go to YouTube and have people saying I haven't changed, no, I ain't going to change about that. That maintains. You may have taken that from them. Because of your
It took me forever to get here that honestly, Lio, you threatening people with death, it's not even the worst thing you've done. You're such a fucking hypocrite, man.
world, you're the only one who matters. It's why you'll excuse terrible things other people do so long as they're your friends.
And you're hung up on this position. You've circled
And it's
around.
why you'll run with false accusations
You're
of abuse
looping
so
like.
long as it's somebody you don't like.
And now we're back to the false accusation. And me again.
Efron probably has some things he wants to say to you right now. I'm going to let him take the mic for now, simply because I needed time to cool off for a moment.
I am not about to listen to this motherfucker. Nope.
When I said you,
Nope. Not listen to this fucking nerdy ass fucking high on his own farts.
Do you think one of the reasons why the
Nope.
Shows that, you know, you do feel bad for your actions. It shows you care. I personally believe that. That is my personal belief.
I will.
you first.
I will ask. Is there, aside from financial, because I can't pay because my father is controlling my finances now, and he does not want me giving money to anyone whatsoever. It doesn't matter if it's helping someone. He told me word for word, I cannot help anybody. I can't even help myself. So, is there any way to make up for anything?
in the way you want to? Because here's a question I have been asked to ask. Do you think one of the reasons why the victim said they were fine with you continuing the account is because they already felt like the damage has been done?
What did you say?
Do you think the reason that the victims told you they were okay with the account after it came online was because they figured the damage had already been done?
You're making an assumption, Lio. You have no idea. Did you ask the victims? Did you get the information from the victims that that's exactly how they felt? How many victims said that? Was it an overwhelming number or was it an underwhelming number? Was it one person that said that or was it 5 people that said that? Like, Jesus, man. Oh.
I think they said something along the lines, yeah.
Oh, let me take a look at what Monster said.
I know some people are getting concerned about how long this has been going.
I-
It has been
I
going
don't
for
disagree.
roughly 3 hours.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
disagree.
agree.
I don't disagree. This is getting longer than it should. However, I need to make some things very clear.
It's now 10 o'clock and this man's sitting in a McDonald's and in Walmart. Please don't forget this.
Here, and then we will close out. Rin, I understand, empathize, and sympathize with the things you have gone through in relation to things like the FCK. I do. However, I will give you a comparison. What toys did you play with when you were a kid? Just name one of them.
I need that as a sound clip. Man, he's just got to bring it back around full circle every time. This man cannot get away from his toys.
Nintendo DS.
So, you have a Nintendo DS, and another person in your classroom has a Nintendo DS. Because you have a Nintendo DS, does that mean you can go mess with their Nintendo DS?
No.
Exactly. Just because you were a victim of these things does not mean you have carte blanche to talk about others' struggles. It does not mean you have carte blanche to make a fuss about them. Because what you did, what Akumu did, and even if we strike away all the other stuff, is you dragged people's trauma out. You made a spectacle of it. You didn't even have the decency to warn them.
Okay, man. Okay. If I'm understanding this correctly, you're saying that Ren was victimized by these people, but is bad and or is as bad and or worse than these people, because they did not reach out to every other victim and seek approval before putting stuff out there, even though, by their own words, the victims were fine with it afterwards. And oh my God. Like, you have to see this. You guys have to see this. You're literally, so before you decided to have this call about the FCK stuff, did you reach out to Ren and say, hey, Ren, we're going to have a call about the FCK stuff. Can we tell your story? You didn't even have to say that this whole drama was going to be about them. Like, come on, man. Oh, I will say that Lio exploded on Coyote Lovely, I'm assuming. Coyote Lovely, that was deserved because of how Coyote was horrible with Zoophile Sappho. But what he did to Rosa was his worst action. Yeah, I still agree with that. And his Patrick Dooletones is just as bad as Lio, because that person too has been very shady actions and big diaper fetish. Oh yeah. Oh, Sierra, we're aware. We've covered that here. I am not a fan of Doodles. I believe Doodles is Jim likes to call Doodles worthless or worthless apricots. As they are literally becoming hopeless peaches. They're stepping right up in line to that. Like hearing what Salio did to Ren makes me want to pull the Obito. Oh man. I don't know how Nintendo correlates to any of this. I honestly glazed over at that point. Not gonna lie. What he did to Jax is just as bad as what he did to Rosa. Yeah. I don't know. So Jax is the fact that proved to me that Lio cannot take, nor does he understand, trolling online, and thinks that he is above it. Which, sorry to tell you, man, it's not the case. I mean, you're not above this. By the way, I probably could just go to my normal screen. I didn't realize that. I didn't think about that until just now. Because I'm not playing the game anymore. So it doesn't really matter. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I'm just trying to minimize the window slightly because it's not going to fit. There we go. Thunderscats. We need to vote on the names here. We need to decide whether Thunderscat is more applicable or worthless apricots. Oh man. I'm just gonna let this play out. Let's see. I'll go back a little bit.
There is something very specific. Other stuff. Talk about other struggles. It does not mean you have carte blanche to make a fuss about them. Because what you did, what Akumu did, and even if we strike away all the other stuff, is you dragged people's trauma out. You made a spectacle of it. You didn't even have the decency to warn them. There is something very specific. Crystal can attest to this. Something very specific that Peaches told people about me that was private. And I can promise you, when Crystal let me know that was spread out like candy, it was devastating. I'm a 38-year-old man that people seem to think is invulnerable. I broke down in that call in front of Crystal, their friend, and Jibs over what I was told. Completely breaking down. 38. The person everyone runs to fix their problems and be their fortress, I broke down. I can't even imagine what more vulnerable people had to do and had to deal with what you and Akumu did. It's egregious. So you want to know what you can do to atone? Never pull this stunt again. Stand by what you have been told to do. You are going to get off social media. You are going to focus on your art, and you're going to stop hanging around people who enable your nonsense.
Oh. Mirror, just hold the goddamn mirror up for once.
Anything less than that just further proves you don't care. And you're not going to run around to these victims for absolution. You're going to leave them alone. Because people like that have a really soft heart, and they're going to want to comfort you. No more.
To be fair, I'm going to try and play through the intro, and then I'll probably play actual Hogwarts Legacy at some point. I feel so bad for Rosa. Even hearing her voice, she was scared and crying. Yeah. It's very funny about the Rosa Call, the fact that Ponderous Sprocket was done with Lio in the Senate because of how long. Yeah. I have no idea, Bubba. No idea.
Do you understand me?
I understand.
Because if I find out otherwise, I am throwing you to those other people. I will not be in that call. I will not protect you. I will not run interference. They will do as they please, with very few exceptions. And they know what those exceptions are. There are things they will not do, but they will take the things you've done. They will tear you to pieces for it. I will not, but they will.
Oops.
You are not going to be. You will not be given solid here. If you see the feeling
And breaking up,
In the end, it was poor cell phone service that destroyed Lio Convoy.
You broke up a bit there.
Give me a minute. Can you hear me now? You will not find your absolution here. You will not have your conscience out here. If you seek that, you can turn to the bomb of Gilead, but you will not be given it here.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I think we're done. I wish you the best, Rin. See if you can prove me wrong.
All right.
Good night.
Wait.
Oh,
Yes, you?
yeah, something you?
I'm not gonna lie. I stepped out while you were talking, so I don't know if you relayed what I had sent to you in DMs.
They're still here.
You didn't send me anything in DMs.
I swore I did.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
I
I
mean,
had a
I can
billion
just say
DMs
it
since
now.
then.
I'm here.
I got it. Yeah, go ahead.
One thing, Fractured Light had wanted to apologize as well. He apologizes for using the hashtag. He was unable to get me his apology in time.
I understand.
And the other thing I forgot to clarify with you, because we had mentioned it a few times. That night when Lio called you on Discord and talked to your mom, I found that he told me he was doing it. I didn't ask him to do it. That was not my decision. Just wanted to clarify
I
that.
understand.
Wait, he did what? Again? The fuck? Wait a fucking minute. I'm just gonna post the Linktree thing a couple more times. I gotta, fix all this stuff. Even his phone has had enough of his crap. The guys, I had to go for real. The Walmart is closing. Oh, shit. I could see him at Walmart plugged into the outlet with a 10-foot fucking charging cable, just pacing anxiously. Oh my god.
That's all. Sorry.
All right. You're dismissed, Brent. Have a good night.
Who the fuck are you to sit there and say you're dismissed, by the way? But I've got to rewind. I need to hear this. Did he seriously call the mother? Is that what I heard?
Wait,
Oh,
Yes, you?
yeah, something you?
I'm not gonna lie. I stepped out while you were talking, so I don't know if you relayed what I had sent to you in DMs.
They're still here.
You didn't send me anything in DMs.
I swore I did.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
I mean,
had a
I can
billion
just say
DMs
it
since
now.
then.
I'm here.
I got it. Yeah, go ahead.
One thing, Fractured Light had wanted to apologize as well. He apologizes for using the hashtag. He was unable to get me his apology in time.
I understand.
And the other thing I forgot to clarify with you, because we had mentioned it a few times. That night when Lio called you on Discord and talked to your mom, I found that he told me he was doing it. I didn't ask him to do it. That was not my decision. Just wanted to clarify
I
Who the
understand.
fuck does this guy think he is?
That's all. Sorry.
So he thinks he's okay enough to call and speak to someone's parents and then publicly berate them on this in front when they're in a situation where they're strongly in fear of their father and losing their place to live and everything else. Bro, and you're just gonna sit there and spend 3 hours while this fucking person is in their goddamn closet They said that. They're in their fucking closet out of fear. And you're going to berate them and say all this shit and have fucking 15 goddamn people on. I'm exaggerating, but there was, let's see. We had Doodle Tones, we had Lio, we had Yun, we had Ephraim, which I'm skipping that completely. It sounded like we had another individual, so 5 fucking people on at least, if not 6. Oh, Crystal Flame 6. And can we talk about for a fucking second there? Remember, Lio had to pull down a fucking video that he made because he got all his information wrong. That video was on Crystal Flame. The way that shit came out was through a call after. Man, your kid is annoying me with their story. Make sure they don't touch other kids' Nintendo's DS. You're dismissed. Over and out. Lio, probably. Oh, man. But yeah, like, this is Lio. This is Lio Convoy. Brigadier General of the Texas 1st Chairborne Edition. Signing out from Walmart. The McDonald's closed 3 hours ago. People are looking at me. Yeah, Crystal was not harsh on Ren, and neither was Yun. In fact, you know, the vast majority of this call was Yun and Ren talking, and it's just incredibly disheartening to hear him go through and rile up someone so fucking bad again and have no awareness about it. None. Lio, you need to take all your own advice. Delete your accounts, log off, and go fucking touch grass. Because you're bad at this. You have no sensibility. You have no discretion. You have no tact. I mean, you're literally devoid of the ability to make good judgment calls. How the fuck do you do this, man? Oh my god. Like, and I'm not even, like, this took place after, I'm 90% certain, because I don't think it's been more than a week since the Stardust situation. So, Stardust Lio, let's see when this took place. 2 weeks ago. I mean, if I want to, let's get a particular date. So this was May 4th. So on Star Wars Day, you went on, or the day before, depending on when this call was. But you went on and you had this whole interview with Stardust and a lawyer and all this. Hey, Lio, did you do those classes you were told about? You know, like, there's a lot of crap I can call you out about, man. There's a lot of stuff. You had to take down the video on Crystal Flame because you got information wrong. You, like, berated them, just like you did here. And guess what? You had even less facts here. I don't even trust anything you said, man. Yeah, Ren is clearly, as they stated, they just recently got out of a mental health facility. And, you know, let's push somebody that's just got out of a mental health facility with a call like this. Like, that's gonna fucking really help the situation, Lio. Again, awareness. Anytime you want to start being aware of what you're doing and maybe have a little nuance to your shit would be fucking great. Or delete everything and log off and go touch grass. Like you like to tell people, you're dismissed. Oh, man. But yeah, they're unable to function right, and it's why you can't get help, like call the police. Yeah, and I honestly think that in their mind, that Ren thought that, you know what, statute of limitations is expired. This might be the best way I could do this, is to do it publicly. I was a victim of this stuff, so I would like my information out there. Oh, oh man. We can't trust Lio as far as the grocery scooter can go before it gives out. Wait and dies. Yeah, true. Oh, man. Lio served in the French fry wars. He linked up with the... Oh, man. Oh, I'm gonna have to title this this video Oh, I hope people get it. Lio's Battle of Hamburger Hill. The Oscar Mayer mobile unit. Got 2 purple hearts and a clogged artery. Oh, man. One of the purple hearts was in his chest. Very true. Oh. But yeah, like, oh, I'm sure, Leia had, Leia snapped in her video and everything. I've seen that Leia's covered a lot on this situation, so they're probably a lot more versed than I am. But yeah. Sorry there wasn't much gameplay in this gameplay stream. Oh man. But yeah, there was even another thing that I was gonna go over, which was the Doodle Tones video. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna go over that. It's kind of late. So, and I know this one's sufficiently long enough too. Yeah, this one's nearly 3 hours itself. So, I mean, we could do that, and I could throw everything together into one last Lio video until he does something stupid again. But honestly, I feel like that call defeats this whole call with Stardust and the lawyer, because he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything to change positively from this call. God damn. I don't know. I thought Lio was gonna change. I saw the Discord message saying that he was gonna get into commentary and all that. You know what? I still will stand behind the fact that he probably could do great at a commentary video. He's obviously got the mouth to run it. Not gonna lie, I was the worst type of guy. Wonder why his wife is considered divorced after finding out about the Housen's home. Yeah.